1992 Ebabisi Eneya ye kase 8 major parliamentary elections and etime akoso in Akwatia. As we speak, it is 4-4 for both political parties. We wamunyinano ehwese omo favorite candidate ebetime I emerge to be the winner, making it 4-5 as against whoever that wins later on tonight. And stay with us. What join here ampacho your Facebook handles ninyinano eye ejuma on Onua TV obetime ajoin here live stream no na afe wo messages ahodo ninyina nso wetime e de aba yebeje na yakenkan ninyina no e de ama o prediction no ma emra who is winning so far when him said by law and by regulation no elections in Ghana SSA polls by 7 a.m. na afe ya close polls no by 5 p.m. after 5 p.m. no electoral commission electoral officers womo womo say womo nhwe na womo mine election activities no at the respective polling stations no ebe France say womo the friend sorting womo be box ne so na afe ye hwe abane nyina no the grow begin to sort it out one after the other enti ninyina no ebekoso ye de ninyina nso e de ebebro me de kwame apia ko be Mr. Speaker na I'm not doing this alone enti minua kwame asante nso e wa ha kwame good afternoon let's say
Mr. Speaker bibi aboko
that's right one more kan yashim the kwame square right
enti the producer so ye kwame nti bibi to nya kwame keep e wo hono
but definitely what do we need at the air course free and opa started coverage eba besi ewie ya yenso yaba besom so far mamintio there were so far.
Well, Mr. Speaker, Mecca said so far so good with a little of misunderstanding, and I said the course between Ura so far Zoka and the MPP second vice chair no and Mecca say bia but no crano and yet major ibia betumi aka say menteme ho ase bia na gidigidi bi akoso from anopana bepem sabre de your reporters say what grounds no enya my information bia chese bia bibia koso a gidigidi said course meka say sa de toto ayawa so west ogono ho a do sabre no na de bekoso akoso ametua to ne sa niema no yenya ntibi sa ewo akatua nti yegidi say ya na ebekọ no dia at the end of the day by 5 p.m. yen start say ye sorting na afi counting no atoaso no megidi say ebeye successful ama yenya peaceful by election ewo Akwatia nti so far meka say so far so good ewo Akwatia by election em.
Well, it looks as if say Ghana for do na share him say BBC that is the anticipation but I hope say by and large I mean this particular by election the Ekoso Akwatia and ebetimi are very peaceful. Yes, I think a video na ye show CCR no so for Azoka, right? And then Chairman Buga as usual omumi no incident is here. We'll come to that. You be analyze the video no na ye de ho enkomo but you be go back in history na ya hwese electoral records no say ana ACTA for all the two major political parties. Now say ohwe eye data na kwame ubeteki as true na afeyewia yetimi edi ho nkomo I explain edi ama etie for enti kwame me touch screen no ma
menhwe na memfa ehon nsem to just o hwe afi apema hankron ediokron mienu a eye 1992 a eye the National Democratic Congress NDC amanyukuo no na then omo edi nkunim en omudi nkunim because meka say 1992 no NPP boycott elections no parliamentary elections no mo anko sanse na omugidi say niema bi ekoso ana omobo enyo so enti 1992 no ya ade say NDC amanyukuo no enya ema no empem nkron ahanum aduoson ensia ye 9576 na womode enwini parliamentary election no ewo Akwatia Efri honom eba 1996 ya afi apema hankron aduokron ensia no sei ena ekoyeye NDC amanyuko no esanso retain seat no by winning 57.19%. Now, 22,140 votes. And NDC Amanyuko no enya as against NPP Amanyuko na wonom enya ohamunchichemu eduasamiensa echiripo edu eba akonya na ma omunya ye no 12,815 eno ena ekoso ewo 1996 yefri ho eba the year 2000 emfishampi mienu abatoɔ no sei ena no so ekoye emu no eye ade se NPP Amanyuko no ebeje edwa no ede efree NDC Amanyuko no ensem by winning 13,805 votes representing 48.9%. And afi NDC Amanyuko no enya 12,069 representing 42.75%. Ewo honom ye call 2004 election no so say ene kwaye ade se NPP Amanyuko no esanso retain seat no ewo 2004 election no emu ema wonom enya emanumu 19,386 na representing 26.13%. Emma afei NPP NDC Amanyuko no so enya 17,484 representing 24.57%. Womo ede enwini seat no ede Emma NPP yehwe 2008 DNA eno nso no ade se 2008 no emu no ohwe Amanyuko a wodi enkunim ewo mu a na chese eno nso akudina se NDC Amanyuko no Baba Jama ene edi sa abatu no mu enkunim ewo 2008 elections no emu ema enam so se hwefo be kan no ahye no nso a 2008 elections no eka some polling stations bia na ewo se yeto esoso na womo ekoto sa 6 polling stations no ewiye no eka ho bi ma Baba Jama enwini ye 50.9%. ya wonya emanumu 17,777 ema ne contender ya na one no presa abre no ye owura asare enya 17,160 ya na 49.1%.
Okay, so but what it means is that from 2000 ABC 2004 NPPG seats no free NDC in sem as at 1996 or moving ya kosi 2000 then 2004 to 2008 or more essence a retainee seat no on behalf of NPP and Baba
2008 elections no
ebeje and that was the time Professor Mills and so we need elections no right?
Yes,
okay, then 2012
say yehwe 2012 elections na ewo Akwatia no so say na ekoye 2012 de no enso Baba Jama esan retain seat no edema NDC bra woni owura Kofia Sarekro na enesan ekoye Baba Jama enya 19,811 votes representing 50.4% and owura Kofia Sare enya 19,517 representing 49.6%. na chese eno no eye 2012 elections no
okay
yefri ho na yewremu ewo 2016 a eho ensoso no mame Jemfua anase edu Mercy edu Jemfi ya dodo na abone mrane se amase no wono ena etimi ebetu Baba Jama edine free Akwatia edwane so wo abra wonya emanum 22,981 representing 60.6%. ena afi Baba Jama enya 17,453 representing 39.4%. na chese amase obaya asantewa wotumi ebetu Baba Jama edi free edwane so na yewremu ewo 2020 elections na owura Henry Yadomboache na wane owura Ernest Yakumi eko akansie no ekowi ase no owura Henry Yadomboache ya ogina edema NDC Amanyuko no edi abatu no munkunim with 19,899 votes representing 51.5%. and afi owura Ernest Yakumi a wanya ne baabi koi enso enya 18,742 representing 48.5%. ewo 2020 abatu no emu enti yewura mu ewo 2024 no ena afei owura NSC akumikro na no esan gina ede ema NPP amanyoku no ewo saa abatu no mu na ekowi ase no woni owura Henry Boachi Yadom esan ekọ yesan se na owura Henry ena na woye incumbent MP enti woni no san de kobo ani no ena that time no owura NSC akumi a wanya ne ba bi koyi eje adwa no edi free ne nsem a wonya abanu mu 19,269 representing 52.83 votes and afei owura Boachi enya 17,026 representing 47.17% wode edi enkunim edi kwesi se abosome nwotwe achi pani no edi eto ananom ewo ensiado no nti se wo hwe the electoral history ewo Akwatia abato mpesua no so de a na chesese ball ne ye bank e beka se 4-4 sesei no eye draw nti enya nwanwa se sesei no aye kini contested a amanyuko ni mienu nyina no obi ari abo enyinam so se obedi nkunim because wa obedi nkunim se NDC or MPP no ebe ye 5-4 against opponent no nti from 1992 ebesi 2024 abatuo parliamentary elections a akoso ewo Akwatia abatuo mpesua no so no sei ena eyeye tententi a hu ni green no eso sa because 1992 MPP an contested enti hu se no ejina brane pa asa wo hwe se de graphs na tie na hu se 1992 de ne de tententi ko Kenya miani ni nyina ne se MPP fo anko abatuo no 1992 enti ye hwe se by elections ya ekoso ewo 2025 you know na yape obi a obedi owura NSC akumi ade no hwan na ekro na afei yatimi anyamrahye bedwani na afei amanyuku ahodo ni mienu nso no atumi anya the bragging right aka se yen yedi emplenum wanya nan we nso betumi aha nti yenhwe emfiri na ankosi sa ade enchechena no na yehu
results but very importantly elections way very important for two major political parties nina both the NPP and NDC. So now the reason and it's President Mahama Baye, he's done barely 8 months in office. And you bet me, I can say NPP in so-called opposition, they've done barely 8 months in opposition. Now, the high ratings and the goodwill President Mahama and the NDC in the 2024 election, this is a comeback to say, and they know yeshe says a goodwill no Ghana for Inyai or Pepa or Munyaye a detour but based on NDC manifesto any of my promises I mean sa GD Ghana for so ewo NDC any President Mahama amemo muana now quite relatably you bet me aka say enema stabilize kakra CD rate abba for the last few months obehu say a range between 10 and then 12 Ghana cedis per dollar. Yebeka again say by indication fuel prices above kakra even though the deregulation and a year juma say but overwhelmingly Ghana for nyina enim say previously in 2023 basically last year do baby cry a letter of fuel nanke yat on the 20 cedis and beyond but say yeah kase at least even as at Endra besi anope o share a year OMC sahodwo ni nyina no a what it means is that I mean for nebo even though fluctuations ewo but clearly averagely yes strike here yebeka say enema nebo aba form kakra now me bossa enema we nyina so because we enema Ghana for do no NDC any President Mahama a share ball ahead of the 2024 general election say one more eba one more be share atotoni me said ye be ya timamufo nso asitine mu no wo mo ho ebetimi ahenhan wo mo again there are other campaign promises Abino President Mahama any NDC during the campaign season. One of them Ghana for Nkoko Nkete is one promise. You can talk of 24-hour economy. Abino Ekase Obeye President Mahama promises Oba Abaimwa or the 60 ministers Ana Ebetimi Aye Ejuma. The social contract between President Mahama, the NDC and the good people of Ghana, especially within the first 100 days of a year, President Mahama and the NDC government administration, no, and Nema Womokase Womobeye within the first 100 days, and even beyond the first 100 days in office. You know, the question is that Abatuo Weno will tell the government and the president, sir, indeed, and Nema Obaye in the last 8 months, you know, Okaso Obeye no Ogusu Awoye no Ghana for Edaswa Ewo Jidie Ewo Muse Oye na Oye Niye Oye ni Pepe Penswana. Again, the new patriotic party, it looks as if last 8 months, you know, Okaso Obeye no Ogusu Awoye no Ghana for Edaswa Ewo Jidie Ewo Muse Oye. Again, it looks a little organization executives and then for the leadership of the party as a whole. Ghana for dodo na no say a kwan ben na the new patriotic party ebetimi a bounce back in terms of reorganization na one more eye. Unim say already no a lot of people now no enye happy when it comes to a kwan party na na doing say about to also from next year air kono womo shase e de free soro ye koto flag bearer ba ansa na ye wia yetimi aba form adisene aba beto e form so de ni nyina no e conversation I mean a play out in this election. Now NPP say already, you know, Ghana for looks tired. As a Ghana for Bemuabu, Ghana for Wamho say Wamutuaba, Edema President Mahama, and the NDC. But the question is that the good people of Akwatia say abayi ba ye de woye no eboa Ghana for anase emwa Ghana for no Akwatia for eti ho no nso have a larger share of their air cost to say. So the point is that between what the NPP and their candidate Eka and then what the NDC, the government as well, any omo candidate lawyer Bedia Konso Eka no, I mean a kwan ben so ana ebe play out in this particular election. And it's a good thing, and then it is going to help the two major political parties do a fair and a better assessment of their strength on the grounds, whether you like it or not. Say NDC winning elections what it means is that the trust of the people no edaso ewoho say ekobani say NPP elusin so then it is something it is telling the government say SSA or city but mamin kwa Akwatia na meni ura Sadiq Educhum eni enkomo emra wono eye security expert na yembisa say the numbers are yehu in Akwatia when it comes to police personnel and then military personnel womo ensure say security ebe ye adwuma to perfection na afei nipa dodo na no ebetimi ato omo aba ewa. Is it really motivating the people to do this? Mzadichum Otemeka, good afternoon. Onua TV Sunimpom to say.
Good afternoon, my good brother.
Very well. And as I said, Wajia. So, first of all, in elections like this, you say turnout here very low, but the high presence of security personnel, Ewo Akwatia area, you know, how is it contributing to the success of this whole election? Your experience here,
Well, first of all, my mincha for any obedient I'm saying, we share a different elections within the governance system in Africa and then the world over. And I've always maintained that we share from 1990 what we call the third wave of democracy. Ayabakwa, yeji the two mo say, and none every man edi enimu kind. In terms say, ye folk me edi enimu no, and none other friends say abapo. In the abapo very crucial in the peace and security architecture of any governance system the world over. Now, also the memono, and I'm saying that process no idea. I feel I'm over Ghana. We are just about 30 years into that process. Into the nine answer that ends the form year. Into now, we share the issue around Akwatia, and I'm monitoring closely from a few days. So now, have statistically, analysis from 1992 and then the current. For instance, we share the global peace index
Yes.
There are a lot of factors, including some of our electoral processes all of those things are factors. You see, we share the high faction nature of Akwatia election. Now, I am thinking that the 5,000 policemen we need to make sure that every point in time.
Hello, Mr. Addition.
We are able to be able to make us so.
Well,
I think that.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. But how about the arguments? It's not really about the numbers. Or they call Akwatia and that's what they call on the ground. But it has everything to do with the fact say police if one must ensure say emrano nejuma. And anytime biana obi niyama a go contrary to the law no. As I say yetimi making sure say arrest no yebetimi you make arrest. It does not just end there. Prosecution and investigation, as I say, yeah, Juma said a best survey as deterrent. But in a situation where you ablekuma not, I mean, incident AC, police for on looking, it looks as if say now. Elections, no, about when you cause to say you don't really see much of a problem. But 5 Neboni be started sorting and counting that. That is where a lot lies. And what should be the strategy moving forward in making sure, say, even though we have them in their numbers, but one more them rano ebeye Juma said yes, I say, okay.
First of all, the woman what was the election and event process. And the you see, I think that I don't know how for some of us it was a worry to us because they had 19 police stations. But you see, if you look at the geographical mapping of Greater Accra, as far as Abdulkmanov is concerned, dynamics a bit quite different. Now, when you look at Akwatia, it is more concentrated. And one of the things is that every operational activity in terms of security, a four-legged approach. And the preventive or the prevention stage. And within the prevention stage, a lot of activities goes on, including deterrence activity. It becomes multidimensional. So, we will say National Peace Council for initially there was some sort of visitation, there was some sort of education. All those protests are the first layer of approach. The Akwatia by election was very, very successful and very peaceful without any or minimum violence. Now, when you come to the other aspect of preempting, where we should say in the course of the protest, we should be able to map up intelligence. I will be able to detect and quickly strip them. It's a process demanding different sets of personnel that come together to do that kind of activity. There are standby forces. In fact, there are even some standby forces that they are not even closer to Akwatia. Maybe they may be somewhere around the regional capital.
Okay.
The moment they will bring in those kind of people. There are multiplicity of layers are coming to make sure that the Akwatia by election because it's a very crucial election, and in itself is also another way to test the viability of the security forces. Even going into 2028 election, no one election is the same. The context may be different. And then we need to treat every election that we are going into differently, and then the security approach I had before. So I think that given the situation, the numbers are not over. It is okay in terms of effectiveness. You can have one police person to ensure effectiveness and efficiency of a certain operation. At the same time, it's always when you have 10 policemen for the same purpose, depending on the kind of intelligence of
now, sir, 2024 anything I mean, at the collation centers, we had instances, even though police presence WOHO, but some of the collation centers, yentimi and quality elections result. Now, about close to 10 constituencies later on. Now, as I said, you move all ballot boxes at about the Greater Accra Regional Police Head Office. Now, yetimi ebeye the friend of collation. And I mean, mean, some of this incident, you know, say yesuya de free ma, leading up to the late hours of today's elections, you know, saying necessary yitimi a buying bomb, especially going to the collation center. Yenim say a hono ayana mostly no tension a dosun e wohonomo.
Yeah, there should be clear lines of communication in our processes now leading to coalition.
Okay.
And the fact that within the electoral management process, you want for a good coalition center. You say someone wants a piano, a coalition, and if you know, of course, we have also what we call the coding system. And for instance, the ideal coding system, 100 meters away from a coalition center. If for us to be able to ensure that we are to make boom capsona and the everything increasing that diameter into maybe 150 or 200 meters away for people to witness in terms of the counting and then the final aggregation of the vote. Now the police, for me, I have always talked about this, that there's something we call security communication, and that has to be done in its entirety without any loophole. Clear deadlines should be given out there. Around 4:30, going to 5 o'clock. I'm expecting that through IGP or through the electoral management body Akwatia also to issue a clear guideline as to how the coalition is going to be undertaken.
Okay.
And then who are supposed to be there. If you don't have any business there, the police should ensure that that individual is not close to that place to foment any trouble. Now, if you know, the standby forces should be ready when we come to the response approach. Swiftly, they should be able to respond. So that we will bring a peace and then a very good end to the election.
Very well, but wrapping up with you, I mean, the ACOSO so far, Oshe a year the vice chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Chairman Buga, and a year Chairman Azoka, any issues or SEC so far. I mean, two national chairmen at the national level, or more ever head to head, assaulting themselves publicly. We know if well supporters no energy, ma woman so to make and how should the police treat issues of this nature?
The speaker, Yamin Shao, and since and I think that Ghana, from where we have gotten to, and the level of reputation the high level of reputation we have within the international community, I think that the politicians should begin to respect, first of all, they should respect themselves. I think that they are becoming, some of them are becoming so irresponsible. They are not respecting the very institutions, especially the Ghana Police Service. When one party is in power, they tend to respect or associate, collaborate, and then also collaborate with them to work. When they are in opposition, they tend to vilify the same institution that has been working with them. It doesn't help us. And because yes, treaty will sometimes kiss gloves into us. And none of them they have so much power. Today, you have an assemblyman who even has more power than a divisional police commander. And I ask myself, what kind of a country are we running in that perspective? It doesn't work anywhere in the world. And so we need to make sure that they have to be responsible, they need to respect the institutions, and then work together to make sure that the level of peace and security that we have in this country, we are able to maintain and even strengthen it, so that going into any future election, given the fact that we have a lot of threats around us, the country will not go into that die situation where we become so vulnerable into some of the threats around us. And I think that for me, that is what we are supposed to. We need to respect ourselves as politicians. We need to respect ourselves as leaders in this country as far as security and then the peace architecture is concerned.
So far, we rated the essay from Anopa ABC Ewia Yedi Nkomoya Obeka say police na bo mo homodin ana.
Oh, I mean, for our grounds. I mean, you know, when it comes to West Africa Center for Counter Extremism, there's a lot of work that we do, and we have some of our men on grounds, and so we take the information that is going on. I'm saying that so far so good. You see, like I indicated earlier, election process into 100%. But when it comes to the response approach of the police, I think they're so far so good. And I want to be assured that any individual, why not being said, hey, they are getting to the end of election, where, as you mentioned, that is where sometimes people want to do all those kind of chemicals. And I can assure those people that the man will deal with those people swiftly as it's supposed to be.
Very well. Mr. Duchum, Mamina was say area and Mr. Sadiq Duchum, a senior fellow at the West African Center for Counter-Terrorism and a security expert and area on at the Nkomo and about to also election command center and Yegoswa edit the live coverage at the free Akwatia at the Mao. Yabeko yani reporters so ebedin come from the ground na afedi air kosu nyinano yetimi ama wehu now o check it what time now it's just some few minutes about 2:45 in just 2 hours time post ni nyina no SSA ba na wiye na afeye close na afede wo abanmu bia no ehase se county ne bibia ebetimi ahase enti what join ye ne aha eye Onua TV otie live on radio aha eye Onua 95.1 on Facebook Onua TV enti ma wafidi nkoso ena ha ye ne wo edi enkomo na afede ebekoso bia no yetimi ama wehu na anopain mami Emma Mark Ewusi Akon, my very good friend, Mami Mana Kwaba na Memano aha one ye convener Election Watch Ghana watinase. Mark, good afternoon. Let's say
good afternoon, Speaker.
You are fine.
I don't know.
Oh, look you good.
And then the person to who
was it? Everyone president there. I guess I say we do can share now come the chair once. Marima Richard ni ayi Marima na hana member na kwaba one your member of the National Democratic Congress ni good afternoon.
Good afternoon your penny.
Ibi aboko.
Don't not really say one it here. You be fine.
So far so good. Attorney Green Mamwana.
Looking at the current state of the economy in there, and then the current state of the governance, I also know. Meaning say the people for Akwatia, or say NDC party now from government that, and say no, per se they should get close to the government. They will vote for someone who is also very close to the government. Say the bear or development or more so I'm very optimistic. Say by the close of the day, no. Now who in first also say on to Abano. And the NDC candidates, Bernard.
Okay, but interestingly, candidates we know age new. First time ever ballot paper doesn't really ring a bell. Differences, any personalities, any differentiations,
I've taken time to weigh the two candidates, not on political grounds, but to weigh the competent level. Now, share the background of the candidates. Now, one is a businessman. I'm told
you minor, young
and back also a lawyer. Who's a lawyer?
Difference near clear.
And me check it. Who say the lawyer now he has been a counsel for the businessman before, the minor before. Until minimum na ohwe aduma ya ade election ya yakwakoto na aduma omkwakọ na eyemra asem na omkwakọ hye o mra hye bodwefie ntie kamenko ade aka akwatiafo momontomo bia only any knowledge about how the system operates over there. Bernard,
yes, but don't mean fair no so no any assessment.
Oh, no, that is my personal opinion.
Yes, that's your personal opinion, but I'm taking you on that because I mean, your parliament say your shemra. Indeed, one more air to abano air share nipa nso a obetimi edi development edi abrewomo now or the development ne beba no we are looking at obi a waye bida onko parliament kra no the position in the community no et saying e kwan ben so no otimi efa eboa nkrofo at the time as nkrofo no ewa hohie mu now you are looking at somebody nso a oye liquid necessarily no on train say aban di bibi beba ansan wotimi etu anamo bi
who compare the two candidates omumi no nyina no obia no wa in terms of liquid or enough to solve the problem of the people
baba ko ye minor nti e dey
in terms of liquid no obi a lawyer near 7 period o ska class no obi o minor. It depends on how you network to get your business. But what I say, obi Ghana I say we lawyer ni but na djuma die kra no most of the time they operate even outside the country. So we've not been in their coffers to know who is financially strong. But it has to do with what they are going to use the current position that is my point. And to say the beginning kind no no obi a novice our political dynamics or play one is NDC constituency secretary.
Yes,
the Bernard. So obi a constituency NDC candidate yes. Where your constituency secretary, he knows the rudiment of the constituency, the in and outs, the in total of the constituency. He knows it. And see, when you be a Timemufo, no because Timemufo anymore. The day-to-day political activities are Akwatia. Bernard has been part of it, so he's grounded. And MPP candidate into a lens and our constituency treasurer is also part of the constituency. And they are part of the constituency, but comparing Bernard and Jewo, competent wise, the people of Akwatia, they should make no mistake to go and vote for Jewo. Esan say Jewo is an NPP member, Bediako is an NDC member of my former presidency and government. It's a Ukraba anyone Kasauba. If they have to get close to you, Minu nim say. One Casabano or bound chair at times of Benoku was no beer dono on chance of Waka chance crab bransa. But Okrabana the Benoku expected any stepmother and Becatens on your day, Umbra inside and son of bedroom. So Bediako is more close to the government. I have formed to say the people of Akwatia, they need developmental projects, they need improvement on their road, they need schools, they need hospitals. They should vote for the government. I have formed. Second reasons. Make I say, the people of Akwatia be jina so dia to abande ama be dia kone say Ushima the two people no see yemfa na say dia to abande ama be dia kon na say President John Dramani Mahama or a certain government policy or person on fa enko Akwatia na say the whole country now be here say parliament back to aba I was so now mama the north amana implementing that policy now. NDC candidate will easily vote for the government policy because when the member or the party member or better about their man. But dear work can easily fall out. He can stage a walkout.
But already more two tests in parliament. And Akwatia seat you know more we near no na ayeden.
Oh, many are small candy no correct. Say NDC
I mean reasonable parliament no I WOHO say ye chemu miensa. Emumienu eye NDC nkonya enti no I mean say bediako be wini say bediako enwini no ade bia aban ne president person de komra shebedwam ye toso aba ye ho nhyehyeye ye ho mbra say de be ya betimi adimo ne aye no NDC still more numbers ne say mo betimi ayesa ade no so why the rush for Akwatia
munya namdo do ensem kwan
obuani ye ba
namdo ensem kwan
tintin nyina namdo ensem
obuani ye
NDC candidate no for no ebi the ministers as we speak ebi no betuma tu kwan kwamo no ne ebi no betumi aye engage in other activities na parliament ne here a certain number I mean they are passing a certain government policy enti no embenya say ebenya enough and enough.
More ministers, more minister. Just from the point I will free by ministers in the 60. both main and deputies.
Yeah.
And with the numbers are more no, we 60 no cry free man still. If that is any good assessment, cry no, SSC you make here. Say ministers say say of which majority of them no cry members of parliament. No, who you more still now no, you have the numbers are a bema more taking decisive decisions.
Okay, but me more this one. The other reason I make catch on that say NDC. You have enough numbers, more numbers be I didn't know more sign should be a can. And I may make a choice say, so I buy no person on pass a certain policy. Obey needed the input by members of parliament. And the people of Akwatia, and Kobase, oh, or met to about the Akomobi, say, oh, me crown me qua banwa, me lobby crown female. It I see the bia, because oh, me opposition member of parliament, and until I'm near one I'm no busasa, abano, and muame. When we talk about the Bediako will have no excuse to give on that. But what I say, and now the other reason also has to do with say, NDC government is here now. We are resetting the country, so we need everybody to be involved. Young person we make justification for failure. But what I say, say, oh. My lobbies are one for my me quite no almost watching, me quite no almost watching, and the more quite no woho no ma enye. Juma enya Akwatia amuka wasem ni nyina no ngugo nketenkete aduma ni nyina we need a chunk of it there.
Okay. You no so now you delve deeper into that, especially Juma anyhow Ekwanya because of election yenti yesterday a twa so you so near bedi hon komone bisa say after this election and ene abatua ekoso you know now what becomes of those particular projects modemonsa akekaka within the constituency. Mamemra Mark so Mark mona moye election watchers enti mame Emra was so Namimbisa say, I mean, from Anopa Yeshaba to an beginning 7 a.m. and they babesi almost 3 p.m. Observation so far, not Mintio.
Speaker, my minchia na minchia minyabema na minchia yashefo nyina. Him say, and then akwenya babeda ho. Say, and share electoral commission there to bia. Na yebema Akwatia mai akwenya so mon konkoto aba na brana so. And also Moshasi Anopa. As an election observer, Nema Baye Awodomiensa, and I yeshe. Nidi kind the conduct of the politician.
Okay.
Netosumino, enforcement of the public order regulation. I prevent any form of violence.
Yes.
And Netosumino, electoral commission, Jumedia, Edia Shanensa, se oversee elections. Now we promote public confidence in the democratic process. In all these three I have mentioned, I foresee say the Electoral Commission is falling short on the responsibility as an election management body. And a jumedi be say obe promote public confidence. And I'm saying this because the first caller Sadiq.
Yes.
I think, Ubisani said the police presence, the 5,000 over, no. What impact has it brought to the people of Akwatia? And he's saying is to prevent peace. In as much as we are preventing violence. In as much as we are preventing violence, you know. Me as an election watcher, and the Electoral Commission, no, Yambota and say, a bit to me, a maximum of four, no, ababontin, ababatuaba. If the people do not come out to vote there, then the police presence say over 5,000. None for swap pie anything. And so this is when we come in to say, Sanet here there. Then the police must look at enforcing the public order law. Basabasoyo. Any maintain once say a pajanity a deben responsibility and the police in so. They must crack the whip. The police must ensure say on by a firm. We've seen in the morning things that are happening, and we ask ourselves, Speaker, menu jina bontia near ye de etutu mane yenwa. We have disturbed public order, and the law must deal with me and you,
especially on the ground.
Exactly on the grounds. There are electoral laws. Any idea to be my do's and don'ts. Are politicians following that order? And the answer is no. Anunti aneme wi sa niema na yehunu ne atosumienu. Problem now ye face when it comes to your electoral process. any associated violence, especially in the area of Akwatia. The people of Akwatia voters, they don't have any problem. Me pacho, they are course why they have to send a binimu kemu bia soon. What is that Akwatia mine and Kasania Akwatia for Namoko Twaba?
And I was listening, me free fever me tie Onua. I mean, some of the people are your reporters, any omodi common. Some of can say omodomo e yomu crew.
Exactly.
In fact, omoto yomu crew na abato associate so mu yiba kon ma obe represent your more parliament. Enti omu hu di ntia exactly.
So speaker, this is where the thing is. You're practicing multi-party democracy.
Yes.
If in 1992, any nyina jitu say, I was see a pet crack tebi, she be a bominu mienu, and home be protecting and freedom, be protecting and right. Na see a beka kotuaba. Na se a mambrana ye de kokotuaba and throw be as ya kwa, yan tokwasem. Any pintini, metu macau, enko wini a battle. Na see a beka ne beka kokwa. Na come here say, democracy na see entia say. Anuntino, we foresee say, one more no mufia crown.
And crying for no.
And crown for no.
I constituency.
Men am catchable. Omo na koko criticize our problem no.
Okay.
Look, the political party have a structure. Both NDC and PP. Any other political party. Omo the national officers, they have the regional officers, your constituency. If you come to the NDC, omo wa branch, ne ward, ne one manema, same applies to the NPP. If mon crofo no mo hono entumi enya adwuma anamuntumi empower mo amomuntumi enya adwuma ne mamo a then you should move your national headquarters straight to Akwatia.
Edentia. Because this is a one center election. Election in Akwatia, center no Akwatia. And what is so wrong, sir, the national executives, the other regional executives from other regions will decide, sir, as I say, you call Akwatia na dear friend mobilization. Ye mwabwa ye domano ye mfre ye party for just so to ensure, say, I mean, Obiano ebetimi anya the courage and the energy out here. So betimi edia to about what becomes so wrong, say parties in the BSRD.
During 2024 elections, you MPP national officers, no NDC national officers, yina, ayawa sobo. And you yina, judgment.
I know your national election.
Exactly.
Center. I mean, maybe so because we are talking about parliamentary election. And at the time, year two over 276 constituencies. You don't expect say the energies be the same. I mean, clearly constituency be a mine the business. But in this scenario, a by election. I mean, attention in the focus one particular place.
During the general elections, that constituency be a mine in the business.
Exactly.
Akwatia elections near vote a national election. It's not a national election. So you need to empower your people at the grassroots there to be able to do what you want them to do.
And you can't saying.
Ne make a cookie in an say, and penny for na call on any problem number. Share I was West Wagon. Timamufono, or more than one more creative problem. The answer is certainly no. If you go to Akwatia, it is the same thing. And Penifono Momuna one cry no. Akakodruhono. And they created this problems. And that's why we are saying is so more than I say omuntimi nyajmana mokonkom bode mankasa mo national officer. Speaker, they make a
contest, me person to contest na see na Ghana ni na wotie no share no etiasi. Now, o suggest say for that reason, by election saying because I see a constituency executives and a manager BBI. Is that what you are trying to do? What I'm saying is
if you have a good system put in place, you can be in the comfort of your room and ensure whatever strategies are with your truck, it can work there in order to prevent this kind of violence. One of the polling stations.
Yes.
There were constituency officers. The same polling station. Problem here and see. Problem here. Today, we are seeing Chief Azoka. Buga se buga.
So
and today look at what is happening.
We'll come to that. You have a video no na a very good assessment of the sea but Mamenko Akwatia on the grounds Emra Sapuma and reporter our Akwatia na minino ending komo. Sapuma Otimeka, good afternoon. At say Akwatia.
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker. Bibia eya bokopa ewo Akwatia ene nempota mona. Efi anapa ya womo ede by election no ehhehye so no eya de a bibia kama even gidi kakra man mumres asumdwe aba bibia okay ewo hanu say pa na bia ya yegina ha sesi yi New Wenchi Presby Church.
Okay.
New Wenchi Presby Church na hanu say no eya de se uba busy pa mo say dai
MPP abanye de ewie aba ye de ewie fitano pa mu hu na the consider papa so say the difference between Ablekumanov in Akwatia aha party na by elections. Yes, Ablekuma Yanko elections so. What you say? The PC decided to go for election, but MPP about elections. And you can see our presence is very strong. Yeah. Our campaign message has been precise, and this election we won it from 6 o'clock in the morning. They said they are trying to say they declare your winners. You see, we are not being intimidated, we are not causing any problems, but this time want to say see Abu MPP before Basabasabium, but the party is representing in Akwatia. Itabano mini aba monkonko declare MPP wini yempese be fa be bia biemu na krofo na nkasa se owo no mope MPP candidate na no mo ne na eko lawyer onti krom ha onu kwa onto aba Jehovah Witness na wa onto aba no na meto so aba iti ade na nkasa no afa owo number 1 ya fa egem no omo se sama for aba beto aba eba to amo adina mo ye won emfa
omo ya den
hwe entio park pick up station onu emfa
eden na ekoso ho
ya minister konzada oni no boss na agogo won mo no ba wa che be mo se aha enye Ablekumanov aha le obi ma nso nti be be si wa bia no say baba kan first me no order with that
meba who make allegation ewa hanum say Honorable Collins Dauda yes mahu Honorable Collins Dauda mahu se wone mema bebre ewa hono
soldiers general election you didn't see military presence on the ground how much more by elections you see how do you see military on the ground which the MPP Patriotic Party told them there is no military is going to be we have the police military their job is to do what defend the country and the police keep peace. So you see military here, right?
Okay. Why NPP Emma and a woman who ne say battle we saying there omo edi enkunima enesa na Mr. Speaker the atene say someone na woman can de efa Honorable Collins Dauda ampa Honorable Collins Dauda e wa hanu say na oba ebedru ha say no oko direction na cast bebre apake later na ye hu say metro men say ya na ye ka wo ni bebre epie ye no no mo e kasa ye meter ye kasa Honorable Collins Dauda ba bi o koye no oda so a ehye hono mu a wonya MPA eya ade asoso a eye Richard Japa ya boni din ababwa national security Richard Japa ono soso no eba ye ebepie mu ha no mu say na bia ya na wote na obie eye ne machine so a na wo ye enema ewo machine so na eya de a eye polling center hono mu ankasa na eye na bi na boachi o raise that concern no eye no krase hono mu post form penifo a wa ha no mu say no omo etimi atwepini no ema wo mo ne no ekasa ye Richard Japa ema ne wone na bambofo soja form bo mo ban ni nyina no omo esori ye edi efri honom se de ye di kan aka no eyade a wo bebepie mu ewo wanchi hesen a polling centers a ewa hanu say nyina ba bia ayehye ankasa pa hanu say so no eka ba bia ayehye na ye hwese ye bekoso na ye ne mpanifo ewa hanu ebi edi enkomo onye okay mpacha ye makobo Onua TV sunie so far ekosen
maybe of course we so far we environment now I had the problem there anyhow what I say at the end of the day you bomb pie say election no you better peacefully now at the end of the day no now they will win no yeah declare their man now they will no so adin kugu no so no so anya botre because pum to na nyina ye den ye pe yamba ha obi an ho opane basa wa ha no
Yenyananti incidents be echo so hanumu say metro men said they are near from no Edwamonsa Ekeka Cromani ewa hanumu say what's a wasem.
Well, me ankasa na me buy na me beti sa asem no. Buy na asem rant na bi ebufu ano mo yedem. Kromofo no ase na mo kasa kasa. Say Edwamonsa obi di inside aka Cromani ba ko. Ekofa de bi e buy. But with the presence of the police, you know, I must say no, I calm attention, no, I'm about to try there, Abba. And for now, there's no any problem. Peace, yeah,
yeah, that's it. Mr. Speaker, dear, Etienne said, a mobile brain, so. Ewa hanumu say ya na wo mo hwa ni mo say ansa na wo bekwa kwato aba no omo ehia bibi e di free empanimfo NPP ni NDC side no omo hia sika e di free wo mo hono mo ansa na wo mato na eno akoso ewa hanumu say pa ebi mo ewo hono mo a mi ankasa mani nie omo enya kakra ebi mo soso betimi akwa kwato aba wo mo enya na ye hwa asa ye koso na ye ne wo mo a omo ewo hanumu say ni bi akasa Onua TV sunie mi hu sana mo presa mo pesca sana wakoto ade no wunya he
me ma wakoto aba wa presa MPP for na ediska
hello
yeden
what's that
MPP for na ediska yeden hyenkofo no se omo nkoto aba na omo am nso basabasa e wo muntamuntinu me anije a me ama mani agende ne se Omwa bisa tutia omo ho MPP for na me ankasa me evidence bi o me phone so me hu say no kore MPP for ye den tutia omo ho eno na ye manage kurum ha de atamuja beba NDC onfa ayiwa ha no but de ye me den say enne MPP for ni bia ye den to etia om because on ha no say NDC MPP yankasa openi didi ya no weja ama na ba no sa na NDC ni MPP atie omuja yen bi but so far abatuo we no wo arohwemu say NDC anya kura no enchem mienu de yebetimi anya bi
okay and you know when aye de ekoso ewo New Wenchi Presby Church polling station na ewa ha no mo say abra election no ehya ase na panifo border row woto aba ni wi a obetimi akofie no akotena wodua TV ho na wahwe de ekoso nanso so no ha no mo say de kamea yese emabunu ne womo a womo ewo krom ha no mo say no womo ede womani coach awisie ehwe eniema ekoso ewa ha no mo say pantina ema ne mema womo ankwada ehye womachi nyenye nyina no womo ewa ha no mo say a obi a ehwe ese dwumadie no ebekoso ewa ha no mo say kama yakoso na ye ni ebi adi nkomo fi se wo ba free ha no mu se na ha ana na sikasam no ekoso ewo ha no mo pa wadaroma wakoto aba na so far wanya be yesen mene obi kasa e wo so no oba no wo target se ne o kofie wo amount bi e wo so odi kofie so far so wanya be yesen
o total de MD me yesen ka me pe 2000 ansara mato aba no ba me yesen timi yanka 2000 me nya 500 enti ma fa no ma ba ba no so di eguso to ye show me be si bia de o
eti wakwa akoto dada en wanya 500
ni mato wi dada sabanda wo say buy election ade de ye buy bia so dem say buy bia ye to enti ne de ya se vote no ma beto enti no ye eguso to ma wo enti no
enti so far wanya say
so far de me 500 cedis enti
wo hwa ni musa ubenya bia kan
na ansara mato me final aba
adabato no to na how many times
say ye me nko a me ni million no enti me nya me de o se me nyofo so nyomo de ansa na ya to.
Okay, eti ma yahwe menu aba watu aba ni bi emba ne de yese mo jiska wa ha ne pa sanity
ye jiska pa ba me de me do me party ntino me no o de ma me kura na me se me nje because party na me wo mu fi me mo frase me ma me no me no ana mu wo mu nti me no me nka se me be jiska ansa na me to aba amato ti me do party no eni na me to iti mato ma ba anopa ne kwa ba 8:30 na mato ma ba ewi
enti no so far wunua mo a wo no mo ba en so no say wo na won jiska but e bi mo je
me de minua we na me ne nam be o beto aba no ono so ye say o be jiska ansa na me kire ne say ehunhia o do party na ehunhia nti no yenkoto timi akọ me koja no no so akoto na ba nti e de ya jiska bia
me das ne chese sika tua ne de Mr Speaker wo ba ha sa de me kan ye no koso ebi mo je ebi mo so no enje sai na abato na ekọ
me das de me nimle say input ni na epo ekrum me achimo nchi dehye na ni nyina hu no yiye na yepe ye baba bia na yetutum ina se bibia be asumdue na agya wanchi man afa na Akwatia consider fa yentoma pa efre no na ye hwehwe
yada se Mr Speaker yada so ewo new wanchi eye Presby Church na ehanu mu sei no eyade a niema ensama hodo bebre na na ekoso ewo hanu mu sei na esan se wanchi ehanu mu sei na 2024 election ekoso a menteme ho ase eba ye ma ekokopie mu ewo court ntino ne sentino NPP eni NDC fo no enyina no wo mani edi abato we sei achi ankasa NPP empenifo ewo eha sei pa sa enso na NDC empenifo so no ewa ha wo mu nyina no omo ehwe say election we say no ebetimi akọ ede ya mo mefiri say efi memene da ye ba krom ha no mo no utie afanu no enyina enkasa ye mu a obia ewo confidence ase abato we say no ebekọ ede ya ma na ento akosi say no num ebebo na omo ebe kenkan no ehọ no mo ene ye behu no say NPP form ka so mo bedi nkunim no omo edi enkunim anase NDC form ka ye no omo edi enkunim ti no be piem ha say dia womo eto aba no omo entu wie enkofie na momo to wie a womo ejira ha sei observe obia ehwe de ekoso ewo important ha Mr Speaker.
Mamena wase na waye adwuma papa na quite an interesting one. Ghana for obia ne na dwen o say ade bia buy ka ho bia sese woto enti I mean, that is the quote of the day. Or the target by expecting say enkase on free honor and about to them run away no na wetimi 2,000 Ghana cedis. But so far wetimi make 500. And bad and the crowd of a card by and so obedi. But this is how, whether you like it or not, you about to want to say ana ese akwakoye. Mark, before I hear be kosa poma hono na ogoso awo kan bibi. But mamimbi sa way the monetization of our politics and elections no and the no aba form kakra na
Speaker take it
and I will almost chase you abra you
take a different trend.
Okay,
in a democratic process say no monetization is unlawful. Abrante no jina TV no so kra kasa say ohia or budget no
or they buy 2,000 Ghana cedis
and when you be no it is unlawful immediately.
Oh,
the thing is say a idea unlawful then it means that there is a problem. The problem has to do with weakness in our regulating systems.
Say the same.
In no election should anybody give any money to anybody. Unya yes it amounts to inducement. So bakaya yakoto by elections say wo ajuso.
Yes.
Bra
John Kuma
Efrimu. The honorable member for the friend Kingsley Nyako.
Yes.
Kwada su MP.
Kwada su MP ko yisika bottom de my electoral officials. Yes.
Mede ko OSP. Ede ko National Ghana Police Service. They were all invited. But as to the outcome of the investigation, no, to date, you sent to me in kind.
That's when I would call it in case I say we follow up.
Very well. It is because we have not come to understand, say, it's yambra. And me beka convey electoral commission na catch it. Say, electoral commission ne jumedie. So ma abatwa ye to no. You bet me promote public confidence. Now, the free be integrity. Say one kasa hwe ho. Omo ye interview. E man be say me party ne me dom party ne fi mo frati.
Yes.
Me hunu na so bia wo ho say mekọ aba na mekọ jisika. This is what you call integrity. But she have ranti aba kono. Also onu up 2,000, waje 500. Aka ne aka. And this lack of integrity by electoral process in the is because of the electoral commission.
But first of all, no say giver no nipa na no masika na ma. Me amage no. I'm not sure say metne means as a me. The giver is at fault and the receiver no, and I said the person or no end receiver and so at fault. It's say emrani edi omo any omo nyina no be the precise.
That is why we must crack the whip. So we can Nyako case here make kan wasemu ya. The electoral commission on that particular day, I withdraw on officer no.
Yes.
What did the party, which is the MPP, do on the day Kingsley Nyako a man's bribe no? They did nothing. And so my fan is a tradition. It is something so normal. You see, when we continue to allow this to take place, the Beka Kobani said, we'll get some group of people on Beka Kopiska. Number one, you need maybe a free. they will come and induce people to vote for omo candidate or omo pe. Omo we are no more mashishambra. It means that the policy direction of the country will be directed by those individuals. When we don't know where they are taking their money from. So we must do everything at all costs. And the electoral commission no so. If you don't, you have pressure to electoral commission no so. Figure they will do whatever they want to do. If you look at even public education on elections,
yes.
Who they rate electoral commission the public education or the political parties in more public education than the electoral commission. The Ghana Police Service more public education than the electoral commission, which is not supposed to be so. And I think you may be able to electoral commission in also electoral commission it me happy game no, because we are practicing an international best practice of our democracy. Metisana Brantene yen interview first. No, say we are just about 30 years per. You are calling 30 years per. There are some developing countries 10 years implementing policies and transforming.
Okay.
We have not been able to transform. And we are saying 30 years per. 30 years in Nepal. 30 years and over no. Say a baby and kasa nipan only kono nipa. Oh yeah ba anabema and number 1. Ibi anu aware. Based on certain factors. Number 2, we are juma based on the availability of job. Number 3, we are shana ma mena papa into anyabofra. Our democracy is growing. In as much as say yenya 30 years in a binumu fo say yanko yenimu no does not give us this opportunity to number 1 go for an election and mud the election with a lot of violence. Go for an election where timamufuo no because of the overdeployment of the security agencies in T. Speaker, about
317. Yeah.
317. Let us ask them, say, so far,
Okay. Yeah, those assessments, now share because I just want us to visit the figures, again. OSHA 2024 voter register, Then you look at comparatively result for 2020 and then result for 2024. Differences between the two candidates, Henry Boache and then NSC Alkumi. You remember those figures, surely they are compared the air cost and they what should be the outcome. Yenim say mind you, and a Tuesday, and a working day, as a same crop juma and your holiday. For that reason, only padodo I expect to say Womube PA abeto abano arguably a better form. But say o compare a year NSC Alkome, the first time appearing on the ballot paper was in 2020. 2020 on a year Ora Henry Yadom Boache and a contest year. Now in 2020 NSC Alkome emeki 18,742 votes, okay, representing some 148% of the total vote cast. Then you come to a year Yadom Boache in the same 2020, he made 9,899. Clearly, Orini sa seat, some a year 4.33 difference in terms of rating. Now, over 2024, Obehu said clearly, NSC Alkome improving the vote, from 18,000 to 19,269. Okay, so the question I ask is that now between 2020 and 2024, Ebane saying and a year don't watch vote a drop here again. NDC Prime Minister for this by-election na Yadom as a former member of parliament or contest nibi, but unfortunately when to me and win it. Then 2024 you realize that he was making somewhere 17,206 votes different, and I feel Odilusu seat now NSC Alkome won the seat in 2024. So what it means is that margins between the two parties and Nesro and one again Ubehu said clearly two candidates were contenders are omuni dada. Okay, from 2020 it was the same contenders and a war ballot paper so 2024 omo esanso eba back head to head between themselves. Enti Yadom winning 2020, then NSC Alkome came to win 2024. Now again the difference is there are over 52,328 people are omo voter register no esono. The same people na a voting ene. Okay, the difference again, as I said, Ghana for ehun say these two faces are yehu on Akwatia ballot paper no when it comes to parliamentary election from 2020 ABC 2024 no sa candidacy me enu nyina no obi a ne hobiem enti a fresh contest for all the two major political parties. Now the question is that na make it trick no for any of the new entrants to be able to make the day for the political party, even though omunyina aye constituency executives da share a lawyer Bedi Akwa, constituency secretary of the NDC, share a Solomon Asomedua or no constituency treasurer for the New Patriotic Party. But clearly a fresh grounds for all the political parties. And Mame Emra ni now this is it. I mean, say Yadom Ekoya Obekase Yadom would have been the most favorite because on two occasions, the name at the ballot paper, so or you're popular that I mean, we're crisscrossing the constituency, I campaign man. But what is making the difference for the NDC today? Because more candidates are new, NPP so you new.
Yes, social data now, the president there are happened before. Clearly, not to say they all have a chance.
Okay.
But the mommy much convinced has to do with the strategy. Strategy NDC candidates in a bit me deploy now with me abwana it may win. Once Gabono 2020 results both candidates and this candidate was a little ahead of 1,000 votes. Exactly. And MPP candidates Okoye homework and Oba back. And Oba stage a strong comeback. Yes. And now obey me be fast seat I know say now I will court and I can win some, but of course now on the data available currently the Bediakon and then the Asumadu they were all around these people. Yes, they were all around these two people. Obia obetimi oninko relative now obetimi deploy a very good strategy obetwe winning. Okay. It's a down deal for you, the NDC. Mean say a down deal because it's an election and we share Akwatia constituency over a period of time. They swing. They are one constituency in the whole Ghana. They can vote to any side, anywhere. Now their mommy are more disappointing. A lady now because say or no there. And then the papa to party. Disappointed when the comments. I'm very disappointed in her. It means such a person or coalition or share message. Okay. Or share personality. Or share competence. Party or one and one or to abandon mano. And what me for when we suna maka say Obia we Ghana ni see a coalition. Look at Nipakono position original national competent level we say obetima man the office nana. But this is politics and party loyalty juma. I don't think say what here we NDC ni on any day baby our door party no aba bedru no regardless of whichever candidate NDC representing in an election you may want to go contrary to that candidate. I mean I'm not sure so the American say yes what you are saying no in a certain way I side with you but say NDC two candidates contest I weigh the two of them and see. No, but this is a national election and this is national internal party election. Yes. Into America say the lady should look at the two of them position how moko contest no back we lawyer ni and back we business man. What I say back we lawyer ni back we shamra back we obi a onimra and I'm back we mrani ni yes sir. Yes and back also a business. What I say and you know Mrasa Munkwadia and can need your oil, you know, one and a hand talk on second show. Nanka, see for me, Nanka. Precisely, baby, the lady was very smart. When declare baby, one share political party, and I mean, who emphasize it on Nasama or Kanye to make your point, Krana, and you say, yeah, no, declare, say, oh, you will meet to NDC more and NPP more, and one of it backward, then clearly you have a good point. But I mean, obviously, one casa. That is true. But now, I'm chip something. On say, obi so sa kan de foforo ho ono so the monetization of our politics no can person me have a little I don't think it's something that is good.
Okay.
And not the part and boy I don't know ma a development no that's what for hwe omom coalition almost says kapa data be by I say Ghana as so we person member of parliament you need like 3 to 5 million Ghana cedis. It is almost true. Say only obi a we day to day politics and you might doubt it.
Okay.
But omo contest no almost says ka. Hwe obi onyema oba bagiska wo ho. Oba wo bagiska wo ho. Obi nya yi a okofa na yi every month yaba oba bagiska wo ho. Politicians esesika ewo amanfo wo nyema bi a sebe anka enya responsibility a wase wonye. But se wanya
but I promise I'm one kasa mo de man crofo no but I mean ye campaigner o tensem the messages are mo ankasa politicians no mo putting no up say realistically ye kase mo ankasa mo nye a better assessment of ensema mo catch electorate na most of the messages are mo amode man electorate no most precisely I am nim say niam ni bi wa mo ntimi ni so now can you imagine obi a call assembly election na all promises say me moto abama me be assembly member memo bia moto. I mean, how do you make up the money to ensure say obetimi ayesade enti enum dwano any the way I do baby am pese at all costs mo wini abano you end up making certain promises mo ankasa mo ya aware say enya ade a mo betimi edi so. Now when the people come to you say omo demand for those promises do you end up blaming them?
Yes, I will still blame them because se obi si oko to abama na akọ parliament se we obi a we informed about the role of a member of parliament. Na so catch us say to abana ma me ba be ye kwan ama. But what I say to abana ma me me ba be ye kwan ama. O say bisa na say wo kwan be so na be fa so be kwan na ma me because minim say wo as a member of parliament no yeah wonya kwan. What I say intino I say people underrate the voters. So we will be on them say voters when this is where their mind is when to me pledge be on them say it is not your mandate. You don't have the capacity and control over. Nanka what ma na what abase ukwa promise womo. And I think that going forward no the education should continue. We need to strengthen our education very well. Say that our politicians will not take advantage of the voter. But what I say Obibe ko o say mayor we amount in fact, request the members of parliament super Ghana say why what done for be a member of parliament. Now say only no bonko ma now it's request a call so day by day you be shocked.
Baby na di we are no moko because loans near Kankwana
pressure.
But it's a meeting by one kasa wo west. I mean, ye share nkombo dey asi onkomo na wo kan nyina ne say all the candidates ni me no esi hwa ba ko party ewa ban mu, okay?
Yeah.
Or you likely say obenya a lot of things from the government to ensure say development ebekoso.
Yeah.
Now again the question no say aban bia regardless of political party ewa ban mu. A national cake na yeche. And regardless say nipa ni free opposition party and or ye MP and now or what the ruling party no ye MP development there SSM de mama for. But you made the assessment say because the Diakon party ye NDC now NDC ewa by munti Akwatia for stand the chance of getting more development. Now this is the promise you are giving to the people. Say tomorrow say ye by election ye now, I mean, the people are coming to Bediako to demand that. Why do you have to blame the people? So because this is the promise about
it's about the kind of demand that people bring to Bediako. Say Bediako, somebody you hasi important you hear a genuine reason. Bediako, so we will be out for one. You also need to go and discuss with your municipal chief executive. Then you carry on to the education ministry. Now, I say strategically, no idea. Then you pass together. Esan say both the municipal chief executive, the municipal director of education, the minister of education, NDC for no. It's easy to liaise and get what the people want for them. We are talking about physical development, infrastructural development. It's so easy for them to liaise and get it. But they say, what where MPP member of parliament. We shouldn't talk say politics here. MPP member of parliament. now everyone say municipal chief executive for WOHO no and can the papa there and they should be easy to work all together, but there's politics in it, there's an interest in it. Where NDC municipal chief executive I mean definitely no but tries over projecting NDC candidates in the next coming election.
Yes.
Now then Asumadu will turn his way from the municipal chief executive no about the Ministry of Education. The Ministry of Education so on so I was say won't be a national cake, you know, obi so and all right. But as I say, we MPP member of Parliament. What does one make unless you are hypocrite, you know, but the mechano.
No, I agree with you, but maybe be so on the basis of promises are more Kasamodema electorate, you know. For instance, Mark Yeka says yetie reporters now. There are some of the communities, electoral areas are more quite enye. Okay, but because of by-election ye ebenti, ye dinfidia kosiswa ye traso. Now you are giving the impression to the people say ahwade no wo se mo betimi aye. Okay, now again say ye to abani wie ena. The people will still expect say sa kwan na mufura say moyem etoaso. Say antoaso the people will come back to you and demand it. Now say one more demand there. The first point of call ye MP. When I was saying, boss, you two about the mawa, na mo ye kwai, mo beto aswa ye kwai. Will it be wrong? Say, I mean, electorate, you know, based on these promises, or back to demands a mo beto kwai mo yes. Yes, my influence na me browse ma.
Inter-America say it has to do with the content, the kind of request or requested from the member of parliament against his pledge to the people. And to we member who as a member of parliament, you must know the kind of pledge you give to the people. In the likely event of which I'm so sure, say the people of Akwatia is going to give the mandate to Bedi Akono. You should also make sure say you take the people's needs at heart. NDC and MPP, they are always not the same. People say politicians are the same. NDC and MPP, they are not the same. You call by election MPP before they gave the impression to say they're okay, yeah. Say, I say, Omu be beer work mo within the shortest possible time. As why you call a just by election. The same thing also happened. NDC for anka 1 month ago. NSC Akumi, any baby koye. We will have given that impression. But Yemfa can't go see baby ko time machines. I started say you're constructing road overnight. Sanya man ya once a kwan kwa baby by 2 weeks pepe. Now kwani I say NDC has a plan and a way of coordinating whatever they want to do to the people. And yet because of the by-election, now all of a sudden we want to solve all their problems for them. But minimum say MPP and they will do that. And to the people of Akwatia, they should know very well say NDC a party beer. They are careful and mindful of the way they do their things. And MPP, they always want to give a knee-jerk solution to a problem for a very long period of time. So that is the difference between the two political parties. And I want to thank the NDC national leadership, especially the president and then the chairman of the party. Say, say within this shortest possible time, they didn't make any attempt, say, any knee-jerk solution to a certain problem. Now rather, I'm taking the by-election to assess the entire Akwatia constituency very well. Say the beya, see a two abani vie. Now say you renew the mandate in the Bedi Akwa. Omo kasa mo say no. These people need this. Genuine. Then you go and solve the people's problem. 4 years is just at the corner. Okay. So that's what I want to applaud the NDC leadership for.
Very well. I am a member of the NDC, and I would say, oh, Kasano. Now, maybe Mark would say so, convener Edema Election Watch Ghana. Now, Mark, I mean, Yeko Asen North, Jachiko is in constituency by election. You realize that overnight, now you go quota. Okay, I remember very well. Say few days to the election, AstroTurf na yedigidi ni aye. And na Dr. Baumia ko jinema or commission here in Siokobo no any idea. So the question is that all these things, happen just to prepare the minds of the electorate. Say I mean, you need some more problem way. But by election, just when I was coming to work, and we na make catch will be say, what will happen here? Some more status ani manokra. okay, yet we are no more saying Jenny no go. The people will come back crying at you. Say most shady we say, and no more they convince ye my two about the man candidate. For that reason, as I say moba na mobe to aso. Say electorate no demand for idea a right says so nya. I mean, is it in the wrongful place? Say obe make such a demand that it is
Speaker, Mamindi Kambo ni abaso. It's answer why am I be amame.
It's you.
It is about the understanding of our democratic process. Major projects agency overnight just to appeal to the people to vote for us. And this time the dynamics is changing.
Okay.
So we had your course or equation constituency. One of the machines could go on almost some a lot of projects just overnight. At the end of the day, and Crawford said Darby, young tomorrow. And they voted for the NDC candidate. Ayana Eddin so many politicians who are deep rooted in political parties to speak like the way he is speaking. But then he's speaking although from a political party or Kasaseti Memuni or Pagana and Kosovo. Why am I saying this? So we have two candidates, any one month to abo and someone more can Akwatia. I followed keenly the NDC national officers,
okay,
including Omo national chairman, the chief of staff, and in Peninfuaka. One more customer, almost say, Solomon, dear, or a lawyer, ni na Mutu Abaman na waba parliamentar, Wabaka emrenim from Amashemra Amagana. That is the sole responsibility of a legislator, that is the member of parliament. But abanum puntu juma yehunu ana yatse ya sese head the chief of staff saying say ye behwe na mpuntu juma bi o se ye ba na ye baba ye Akwatia man no ye beye. That does not become the sole responsibility of Solomon, which is the candidate. But also the other side
Solo your NPP candidate.
Solo NPP candidate.
Yes, the NDC candidate Bernard.
Bernard. So ama the party any abano age some burden be free. Yes, Bernard. Okay. So say he does not owe anyone any issue when it comes to development.
Okay.
Development resides in the presidency. See you're taking it down, okay, from the national to down Honomodia. Then the district chief executive or no and carry the mandate for development.
Okay.
But also the other side now. Us and even the MPP form within the chief. I heard Dr. Muhammad Bamia saying say Montu Abano Emma the MPP candidate Asumedu. Nasa Oba and Niama NS Yao Kumika so obey na one yano. Obetuaso. No me busame who say is Dr. Bamia the president of Ghana? Is it the DC? Is it the Minister for Development? And on what grounds can Dr. Bamia say your two abanama NPP and near man as a bosha NS Yakumidi Akwatia man or Basha no more?
No, but you know, say only in contest and or making reference to the fact say NS Yakumi at the time or ye member of parliament, even from the time or ye candidate, cause he say or ye campaign be ye member of parliament. I mean, there were some promises or the ma Akwatia for that reason. No, sign is why di hunoni or hodia asumedu any opportunity now.
But I don't promise no the mom. Obey yakwan. MP na yakwan. Obey school. MP na school. Obey hospital. MP na hospital. Let's face the fact. Let us face the fact. Dr. Muhammad Bamian Samoka Kanyan and a fuck him. In any case, individual and the government, one and they could have the power to develop a community. One they could have the resources to develop a constituency. So why must we be hearing all these things from Dr. Muhammad Bamian? It is wrong. You see, let's begin educating the people to see, say, development does not reside with the member of parliament.
But we're a development agent.
Exactly. And so, baby or Sankayana, many are as a member of parliament, you were promises baby the member young constituent.
Yes.
And a bra ya to Abamayano, they expect says money between one way or the other. We say certain things. But it's another day, no. Party now or what bang the candidates and a Bernard. Bernard lobbying for developmental projects for the people of Akwatia no.
Easy.
Easy. It will not be as I'm not campaigning. It will not be as difficult as the MPP candidate lobbying for development. On one breath, metie ne kasa. I say, nipa there for you to be able to develop no. Enye police nkwan na do beko na be develop. Enye soldier nkwan na ayembia do police na soldier na kakra be so ho. Abi you are developing your personal self.
Well, just 1 minute.
Me see mama na me try me ho. Me pese me kan ekokosi ene say.
Yes.
The dynamics of politics is changing. Obi ka say ono ya wonu tu mu. Enne yemfa political party enjoy yemfunuma. We look at policies and implementations are buying be person or deba. And now so say the manifesto promises. Ni ahwe e de tutu nsanyani. Ehunu say abranti osimesi. Si ato abama na. Ese nniema ba ko mienu bi a woye ne brebi atwam. Ya de mana nye wakan wo betumi agen ababaye. Ya waman mu ha ya o. Ena na obi ka so obi si national cathedral bi aman. Ankwa nkowie. Enso say nipa ne san so ba biem. Ti atuma me na me nkosi national cathedral. Sabe tumba no. And so the dynamics of politics in Ghana is changing
very well.
And the mama yeme now not politicians no. Yes, some kwane fa so ekasa chere timamufo no. Say the be ya timamufo no to abama yan omu nu omo.
Very well. Mami, and now I say, Mark, this is your election command center. About to Asweye. Now we're bringing you live coverage of Akwatia by-election. No, and no, Anna Yegoswa Yenewo Edi Ho Enkomo on Onua 95.1 and Afe Onua TV. So across the country, baby, I'll show you free and stay with us. Free Sabria Ekosi se yebe closely post. Na Afe yebe county the last ballot. No, we are with you, giving you live update and coverage of the Ekoso Ewo Akwatia. Stay with me. Na mincha me ho Emra. Na menya boafo nkratwe me ba yebeto aso edi nkomo two key things ana aka me ba yebetimi ato aso edi ho nkomo. Stay with us. Yebasisi ya
His uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
The second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be later?
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go be the luckiest. Copy from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. Nobody why you luckiest. Everybody go be that luckiest.
That's Kwame.
Senya God apple boom. If you put it away, so would the coming of the Son of Man be.
Hey!
Is that his car?
Dial
star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Cash out.
Emribi etwam apomuden ho nsem egi ensem ho emma osuru yedin emma sase ediawere ho enti onyankopon nam da sumu eda enua eni habama ebeji adesama enkwa ekire adujamfi okumanini barima enu akire no adujamfi esa kotra kwayem ededuanan agwamfa nsuo ankana no menu mienu apomuden penti wenti enigisem onyankopon de yare nyina so tumi ahye Dr. Tamda Sonsa dise di wawuo anase yesie no nkoa ene wontimi na yare sabia ho de wasiesie ho kama fakakra bi baji wa yare sa ewo kumase abuakwa agogo frayen 0244 774282
oyalefo bia kaise udimafo eye midimafo heba clinic Dr. Tamda Sonsa.
Bills mama official po afisa say na sika bebre abamo bia botoma ye de bills aka ne hu biomo yes 2025 idie eni da so wo homo bia wote wo kwa oni adwuma ye fa wani kire bills na beji loan na wo betini dia ye wa wadwuma we eye loan don come wo hia hwe de wo hia ne wo Ghana card e hwa na wo zaka wo sika na se we obi nso a wo ye wa wadwuma wo pesa wo tremu ana oduma ye ni a wo de busumi aketua ene bill se bre na beji loan wo fa bibia nsia wo wa collateral ana se deposit ane wo hia mu bia etia fidie yesi obi a wo ni adwuma bia ye wo betumi abeji loan eti se wo tena fie na se wanya sika no bi dia eye wow Fred bills se sia na wetumi atua wo bills nemo iti se kakra wo
Every morning, I wake up to this miracle sleeping soundly, but mornings weren't always this peaceful. I remember the sleepless nights, leaks that woke us both up, damp clothes and tears. And all I wanted was for my baby to be dry and comfortable. Then I discovered Flora Kids baby diaper. Its maximum absorption keeps my little one dry all night, giving us peaceful, restful sleep. And the stretchy side tapes, they make sure it's comfy even when she's on the move. Thanks to Flora Kids baby diaper, our nights are calm and our mornings are full of giggles. For bulk purchases, call Delta Paper Mail on 0243 033 033.
Mame ena wase na mensa ma wakwa ba BM Emra your election command center wabatu asoye enie enti ewe mame ena wase mpacho join you live ewo Facebook na ma wadwen training na no Emra me dey kwa me appear ko Mr Speaker highly grateful say ewe ye the live coverage of the Akwatia by election ni na no at the bro from your homes and your offices enti just stay with us Onua na afi yentimi ensombo na yeguso ayede enkomo enti ni aye a member of the NDC's communication team and Afeminia Make will see a convener at the Election Watch Ghana. Na enkomo ayeguswa yedi no very important meko zoom no so na many serum so at the enkomo surely. But quick one, Mame Emra was so ni just before meko serum honomono. Now we are talking about development ebetime akọ constituency ho na ebetime aboa ma tememu for asitinemu eho ahenhan wo mo utie reporters earlier reporter wo de buy majority of the people are telling you say Akwatia mining community you two diamond you two gold I know any the predominant worker ewo ho eno free ho no ma kuayo krofo yefo ni ade ewo ho no mo now I mean, going into these elections, no, how is the government and the party taking it into account?
Okay, me in particular, no, Ubusa, my personal opinion on this mining activity, and as a government, what I want the government to do for the people. The government must control all the mining activities in this country. So, Akwatia district and now constituency a mining activities to open. The government should have a national community mining Akwatia community mining owned by the state. Then
community mining schemes
yes or the private individuals to own it. But we know this one should be owned by the state. Akwatia community mining owned by the state, so the state will recruit the people who mine there, who be doing the day-to-day operation. Say mining engineers, near equipment, near money in ano, or money be provided their mom. Now you have recruited Timamufuano. The difference should be say young conform for be and free by before floor. Mining no Akwatia ho. Be a well experienced people no. Technical people no there, you better majority from expert knowledge. Then and this one day young for me free Akwatia wo e be create aduma bebre amoma anye guy den aye because who come a bit to say Kenya say Newmont because nyane baby omo ye mine ni nya no ma o hwe aduma e create ya na aduma no so. Okay, but say ye pese ye nya ne yie na timamfo no entimi nya benefit wo mine mu a the state should own the mining operations and mining activities. Akwatia community mining is owned by Ghana. Ghana no recruiting kofo emom ko ye adwuma ho no. Na yen have a proper way of controlling the mining activities. Say e o mining de na say e mining a yen tuna yen say asase no. Ye tuna say reclamation no nya ye ni yie. Ye kata ye chiwi a then we move to a different area within the same districts. But what I say no yen to we na be ka say Akwatia for yen so aden asay. At the same time, the lives of the people has been what? So utie man baako a reporter ne kasa as at the time na ye watch ye beba set or say mining na ye nim say nsuo a ye friend brim ana ye nom but yesuso nyina na enum brim nsuo but ye nyi ye no because of mining e wa hanti ye ne ya say brim nsuo no. Okay, so it tells you clearly say omonim say ade na womo ye no cause damage to the water bodies and our river bodies are but this is also their livelihood. And you know kwan ben ye befa so a ye betimi aboa nkrofo a say knowing very well say omo activities omo undertaking no cause a lot of destruction. Ntina make say it should be an the omo ye currently no is irresponsible way of getting the gold. Okay, even though your livelihood is dependent on the gold. But then mine responsibly, mine to sustain the environment, mine to sustain the water bodies, mine to sustain the lives of the people as well. Interamerica said the state should own the mining activities in the community. Okay, recruit people from the community to do the mining. The state should control the way they mine. What I say, they should mine responsibly, sustainably. Say that they are protecting water bodies. No, the brain will continue to be there, but the mining will continue. Or mining him say, see a mining will bring him my then let's give the parameter say ebia 300 meters according to the mining law no yeah allow that one to continue say
I don't know the mean you cannot mine 100 meters proximity to a river 100 meters proximity to a highway mining. But what do we see? Enforcement very poor. For that reason no oko osino Onam Kumasi Accra Highway. Now we drew Enyinem Osino Ekwa Osimefim because clearly the Emrane Kano and no ananipa ediso edi juma.
Entina me kase. Mina menamkwano wa uko obuase sisi ya obu anyam kwanta. As you see Galamsey factory WOHO. Ko say baby ani ko hwe asep Galamsey factory ni yesi ankasa. Today the Chinese has invaded every part of this country. And they are doing it with impunity. They have everything available that you travel far and wide to China before you import those accessories and equipment to mine. Now they have brought their factories here and they are producing those things. And they say, you say you're mining, now you live on our gold. Then we should protect the environment as well. The government should own the mining activities and control and mine it well. I mean, that is my position.
Very well.
If we decide to leave it in the hands of the individuals, then the government should make sure that before we will be given a mining license and a concession, then they should take some whooping amount of money from you. Say, mining say one claim or you chose say, mining or water bodies man. Say sikana ya Jeffrey unsemuno. It is a lot to reclaim the land. And so the amount the authority yes if you cannot pay for that amount of money, nobody should give you the license. Either than that, the government should own the mining across the whole country. National community mining, district community mining activities, owned and controlled by the state. Then we have a proper way of doing our mining in our country to help the people. Chinese gold is still there. When you go to China, they've not started mining. Why is it that we are in a hurry to mine everything now? We are talking about job recruitment, but on yes, sir. And the job now we should mine and owned by the state. Now to mine in a year. But what I say, we shouldn't be like there's no tomorrow. the future generations are yet to be born. So if you want to, I say, yeah, full good thing, I say, yeah. What is left for them?
There is no tomorrow. Mamin caught Namini Sarah Mankra any Nkobo, my very good friend. And my boss Sarah was his speaker. Me a bema. But a DNO can be used by both. Sarah, good afternoon. Sarah is with the African Electoral Institute. Sarah, Bibi Aboko there. Eradiadom yenso yeho ye enti sitting in your office now observing the air course on the ground. No, your impression so far on Akwatia Namintio?
So far, comparing Akwatia to Ablekumanov, Meka say when it comes to incidents, at least an incidents it have been very few.
Okay,
and the few that were also that came up, and security agencies have been up to the task. They were able to quell the tensions. Now, because a turnout now, because so far it's not too encouraging. But by election,
okay,
by election, I not turnout low.
Now let's come to the Electoral Commission. So far, you record the event via. With the Electoral Commission and your Mojuma or more area, a ban of machines, biometric equipment, verification equipment, or more use in Yanoa. Rebecca say, I mean, everything is on course, Anna.
So far, Rebecca say, be on course. 50 and upon which I say, big pimps are brave.
Yes.
Yeah, you will conform on the ground, and my updates on the regular. Now, so far, Bibia, Kosuka, about indelible ink machines, Bibia, nobody has had any issues with them. Until so far, Electoral Commission about to say,
in just about 1 hour 4 minutes time, no na post no close. From this point, kono anamintime who say gidi no. I am most precisely say where the Ghana about to achieve acha. Ayana a tie a shas here because I had attention in no free sabri kwakusi say the last ballot no yebetimi akinkan declare results no. How are we supposed to manage the system, especially knowing the track records WOHO with by elections?
Sorry, me stress security agencies no more alert.
Okay.
Because this is saying okay no. Sabri eko say about to be we na ebe sign ebe share say kan aba no hona tension eko sro pa. Me stress be alert na anopa metie a number of radio stations near them like me flippy and obi ni mama bi okoto naba. Otu yo so nkofi obi gina ho ahwe se na ebe a Bibia and okay. I like the fact say they have taken such an interest in the poll. Now, my best say who ko na ko share. Dina hona trading once I need with the BIA or hono. Who didn't chair no hwe na ekoso na nso wait me there aka wasem dachi na mem ko gidi men ko basa bia or hona emfa asemi amba na emfa emobisu enkupra. Now, let's say a party so sabri tensions me sure so bia on the strategy but the intentions it was through Kakra. Mr. Omunio Chita for Ninkasa. Say, about to work yetu. And say, if we are a kind of the obedient
point I will make it here because earlier on and the arrangement was that electoral how do you call it, National Peace Council and the political parties in the Ebeshia Edin Komo. Now eventually as a meeting no entime so because the claim no and say NPP for say more national reps and a core for the meeting, but unfortunately no omokodru na NDC for Asuma constituency executives say omumom na emra meeting na say na omone National Peace Council daily. Now people feel say NDC and show the National Peace Council no the needed respect and then the seriousness assessor more attached to that particular meeting no omo amfama. For that reason meeting at say no entimi ama. So now in the absence of this no I mean how do we ensure say bibia basabasa bia no NC to say the oshasi no.
This is a local election constituency level. And I expect say whatever the situation may be, parties no yes, the parties direct all their energy to one constituency because it's national, regional constituency I believe say the people on the ground are the ones in the constituency. They know where the problems are. They know where the hotspots could be. And much as say national executives be quite come age man. I believe say a situation like this, even the National Peace Council, the engagement should start from the local level. Now, no anti ambassador. I just believe I'm hoping say parties may no say ambassador, but they have a responsibility. Without the electorate, the political parties will cease to exist. Until Muka who said Niombe be a Sayobe Baho. It will go against their fortunes into the future. Until Omunina any Omuchi type on Inya Casache, Sene Bea, Omunina Be Boko, Ben Boko, Nafi, near Bisibiano, near Jatum, near April in an say, Akwatia Mpuntu. To set conversation I cost Eliano, Ejumania Akwatia Krumpo, and Membunusun Dosu.
Yes.
And nearby Mpuntu any in Akwatia mind Bakunin and only Esre. Until whoever wins, no mestre say whether you belong to party A or party B, no Omina tiny panishi. Now Otifa Mpuntu and Fambra Akwatia.
Now, police, per your assessment, or more conduct your muhuyene.
So far, so good. Now, I just hope that they will continue like that. I'm saying maybe by can say facts be or macho men.
Yes.
Police immediately they took action and were able to get them to retreat. And see, so far, Nebeka said,
And so far, no, we don't anticipate the Bonnie Biano ebetimi abba at the time ye babe close post and chebia in just about an hour time to go. Ye close bibiano as I said bibia come now. I mean ye to me a very successful election.
To say no kind ye babe kind, but this is where the tensions are higher. But we are hoping that senior Shasi and Opana I come Abedu Sabrino. Yet is Abe Nadia Senebea at the end of the day. No, yet be Bonnie Bian Fiho.
Very well. And Sarah, Messanso about champion by close of polls. And Mame and I was say, na young fancy. I mean, some more monitor, more observers, our grounds. And after close of poll, no, I'll come back to you. Now you have the engagement, the general assessment of how the day went. You know, your close polls are, you know, be said this uncommon. Why? Menso say anti Sarah Mankra with the research department at the African Election Institute anti Ono Ana Meneno at the Nkomono. Now in just about 58 minutes now the abatuani nyinano abanewe ewo over 1,019 polling stations, 1,119 polling stations, over 52,000 electorate ana omode ewo voter register so ewo Akwatia. It is expected say by 5 p.m. there dodo na no nanka womotimi ato womo aba but shenin so say utie ye ne a say ebo 5 na oda so ewo queue mu ana wo the line so to say the bia na ye kana you be given the opportunity say onso betimi ato waba but no num ne bo na afena wofri wofie ana wafuom eba ababeto abade that will not be allowed enti se wutie Akwatia ene ne mpate mu na unya nkoto waba this is the time say obetimi aben polling station na watimi akwakoto waba yebeba again before ene just on Friday, Ebabesi Saturday, na Global Info Analytics, Edu final poll, no about. We'll have a look at those figures. Surely, na afeya say, I mean, prediction, no any poll say by you know, ebetimi I reflect here na. But before I hear kono, na minini edim komo. Mamemra also mark na mimbisa the occupation of the people ewa Akwatia predominantly mining. Enti almost omoye galamsey. Galamsey so aban se okun etia galamsey said the environment no ebe safe. Now people of Akwatia womo enye den would that have a reflection ewo abatu imu ana?
Speaker, when it come to issues of job and job creation, I think say aban ako emodimbo enseni. The United Nations at the one more research be better about and what they are saying is that in a space of about 10 years, sustainable jobs are buying, that is NDC MPP, equity, just around 250,000 jobs. But if you leave the NDC and the NPP to tell us jobs are created here. They will mention millions of jobs.
2 million jobs and over.
Yet, and you many ho. And maybe no judgment yet. Until you be someone saying, "No credit be na young politicians, no. Any Ghana for any Ghana mabunu AD." So research here America for a year.
Yeah.
Actually, PFA said there are challenges when it comes to jobs for our young people in this country. In the area of Akwatia, interview be an American. A branch and say, "Omo de galamsey no omo ye."
Yes.
And you know, so Msanga galamsey, and illegal. Nemum illegal mining and illegal. Responsible mining and you know receive. A branch an interview no I say in the whole of Akwatia company baako pet and okuta license means that ononkwan the legal company otumi mining. Bisa won say sa company baako pet on na form aka nyina na. The answer is no. This exposes your friend saying the system say you need adwuma wo. Ye busi won say e de ba adwuma na Akwatia man ye betumi create among. Are we going to build a factory? Build a factory. E de ba no mbe produce. Meanwhile, you were gold war one more on A2. Yeah, agric. Government here now been say we'll be investing more in agriculture.
Okay.
But as we speak, the people of Akwatia in Mebuno, one more focus on job creation and seeking better jobs for themselves, you know. And yes, I find the idea bro, Akwatia from near 3 months, 4 months, I'm an FFI, and near Akwakoton. Oton 5 bags I send Ubenya. Meanwhile, Obon home adin kokoro atachenemu. Na so tu kakra no ohwie nso fi na aka no gubrim numu a. Won pom mrefie no. Na abese nhu befu.
Okay.
And so you realize the youth of Akwatia and omo quest for job, any job creation no does not align with that of government. Aban the different. And I'm able no somebody different. It exposes us in a lot of ways. Maybe for say I was very, very strategic. Okay. Now, what support are we giving to the small scale mining? Let us give them the support they need. If it will be said, I will see a man, private individuals, they can come in. However, I will see a man government, you know, and they take control and they take charge of the entire process. We must also look at diversifying our economy. How do we diversify? To create jobs, not only for the people of Akwatia.
We initiate, alternative livelihood programs. Okay, and say, because of galamsey ayekoso abanse or introduce the friend responsible mining initiative nanka o manebo amamoko lunch here ekofa problems here no eba enti aban bia ababia no seeks to create an alternative livelihood program ebetimi aboa a sustain. But one thing we do not know no and say one more mining no more huska.
Yeah.
And millions of funds on daily basis. Now, Obana Okacheni said, on passes in Kodia body and so the question becomes, programs being any inhuma ben you be creatia, a be meeting that standard, a be more satisfied enough to leave the galamsey and then go into those areas.
Speaker, we cannot leave galamsey. We cannot.
Galamsey the end to me.
Debbie. Oh, let's not be deceiving ourselves. We cannot leave galamsey. The best we can do, and they say, you better me a regulated responsible mining. You better me a regulated responsible mining.
That's our laws. We
have all the laws. And see, I can't say you better me implement Merano. When we are able to implement the laws, we'll be good to go. But it's like Abambia Babani, Abambia Bakono, or the lip service, and or they deal with the issue of illegal mining and then whatever. And it is not helping us. I implement a lot of policies. Ask yourself, say at the end of the day, no, who and who does the policy seems to favor a young one party for no. And it is not helping us as a country. And you say you deal with the issue of illegal mining now. Let us come out holistically. Now yama government no will say we want to fight illegality. Let us look at regulating the mining industry and create jobs for the young people of this country. Look, you can go to other jurisdictions. Only gold, the Dubai and Co. Gold are your Ghana Hanamo. Who do Dubai? We are champion because I'm gold no mukutano and you find gold as ours.
Okay, carrot in our form.
Our form by young Ghana gold that you kutano young carrot is superb as compared to all other defenders and countries that you war. We are safe and but the fact is that you're too good net 2. Have we been able to turn around the gold to become beneficial to us? And next time no work say and one of the cropper nanka supporting the economy no was cocoa. Cocoa nagu because they want to lease out their lands to Galamseyers simply because Odano sorry I debate now. One more to go, don't bring better 30,000, 40,000. Meanwhile, cocoa no buy so a government bill and support that we need. Say, Mama Young regulate that industry ni it's worth over billions of dollars.
Okay.
When we are able to regulate it well, it will create jobs and give us that economic empowerment we all seek for.
Ni maminti okakra on this one na yemfa enono ensine emra the other issues.
Alternative jobs.
Yes.
To provide alternative opportunity to provide better.
Because utie amount for a war Akwatia mining no nya de omoja. That is what they do. That is their living standard. And see clearly no kwai ben ye be fa so a ye be bo ankrofo ete say.
Minimum only say you provide alternative ways in farm. One say this government has better alternative plans for the people. Now we need to pay attention and arrange the Ghanaians towards the alternative project our government and per se among farmer team for no. Share. On say China for me, can say China for good, but money started so move too.
Yes.
But China is doing well globally. What can we also draw from that? Yes, a national apprenticeship projects. Our government, you know, an initiative I call one of the core government initiative, national apprenticeship project. The national apprenticeship project has to do with say yeah recruit to na training team for on skill basis. Say obi awie junior high school, senior high technical school. Na say opese onsua adwuma bi you want to be well acquainted in it. Say electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, computing, you see coding, all these things. Their professions are usua. It will take you like until death. Obi electrical engineer wa hase na so obi no shop no ye duma. E common dey no da. E fie bia opesi won si no betimesi.
You are looking at a local miner every week bia no oye ne turnover otimi esike over 50,000.
So that is why I make us
a week. And decided no such an apprenticeship program no ebeboa no ogun say too long. Yes, exactly.
Also week 50,000.
In a week, yes.
Oh,
I don't know why they say less.
Answer the American only. Say people are interested in galamsey and mining. You also want to provide an alternative for them to stop it.
Yes.
What do? You need to start training them towards a certain career. If you don't change their career path, they will continue to be soil into it. Interameka say, let's focus on the national apprenticeship program. Say you're training people in our next 10 years or 8 years. Say we want to have more electrical engineers in our country, more carpenters in our country, more mechanical engineers in our country, more computer literate in our country. These are things that say na say odi kobo bra. Apart from Akwatia, you can live in other places to survive with it. Sure. Obi enya 12-15 years now when we are junior high school. That is when we're supposed to tap such a person and put that person into any of this training. And they say, "Ufo free one na say odi no ko shese aduma wenima." Na adwe no kra no enko ba say, "Oni aduma oye enti wo mining pit mu akwakotu galamsey." Them no can watch us here. So we need to start training the people on skill basis. That will give them a future of hope. Say, let not go and do something I might cost them life.
let me rather invest my time in this. Secondly, NDC is going to do Nkukong Kitikiti projects. This Nkukong Kitikiti project is so laudable to the sense, unless you don't know the economic benefits of poultry farming. If you know the proceeds people get from poultry business and the Koshabako, I saying 2 cities. Me bako Shabako, fresh one, 3 cities. 3 cities, Dako, Akuko Bako to me 2 bemiansa, and 2. Yenti Yanfan say, Would you young cook bet 200 pe? Ewo fee. Now Bako be a 2 Bako crowd the amount on a day. 1 week, you know, Kosiasa no benya. And now Kosiaso ya dear Pia. What do you call market now? Every day people eat egg. And now we want to encourage Ghanaians say, let's venture into this poultry business as well.
Okay.
So that we can have enough revenue to take care of our home. Apart from Kosiana Otonye Sikano. Obesan nitimiato akokono Christmas time. Do obesan nitimiato akokono na.
Ze kra de ze ntwebro nyansa ne area.
Ye ntwebro nyansa ne area akoko. Ye area akoko de bia. Eno no so to nchen a. Nti poultry business no so ye den. Ewo ho. Hwe ye say agrek. We are not making, we need to make it attractive to the people. Okay. We need to support people. Hwe omo mu dua meko. Se oni obi akasa odua meko nko a. Obetuma chiro se meko nko ba so be meko business nko a obetuma diye o meko business because so produce meko bebre see ya. There's a market for it. Even for export, when you go to the Ghana Export Promotion Center, they produce and support or promote and support people who are into this kind of ventures. So we should take advantage. Tilapia business. Madam Fubi war, Sugakope and Crips war.
Okay.
Now he's into poultry business. Mr. Poultry, tilapia. Metmakan on authority said the guy currently, as we speak, he has more than 5,000 tilapia available. And he's exporting them. When he started, he was using Kia Morning. But today he's driving Land Cruiser. Because was starting kakran and what you do. And so person be at tilapia business. Don't wait to start on a larger scale. Let's learn to start from a small scale side. And then take advantage of the government initiative so that you can have a life in it. There were a lot of graduates who have completed universities. They are sitting at home. Some of them, they just need this kind of guidelines to support them. Then they will venture into it. We need to arrange Ghanaians. We need to run an inclusive government. What I say, I want to plead with Ghanaians as well. Say, we should pay attention to the government initiative. Whether you are an MPP, whether you are an NDC, whether you are CPP, get close to the government. In every district, there's a municipal chief executive to all. Go to the various assemblies. Get close to those who are into farming, those who are into the National Apprenticeship Project, those who are into other ventures. The government is even providing the fingerless for those who want to go into the fish business. National Aquaculture, they are providing incentives. Let's take advantage. When we provide these opportunities for our people, then we are gradually drawing them away from the Galamsey sites. Okay. If we fail to do this, then they'll go and look for the future for themselves.
Very well. Yes. When we say, in order to be able to achieve what we are talking about, we must learn to diversify. Illegal mining. How do we diversify? Number 2, we need to be innovative.
The question is that Sikana Beso Mudi with all the things I want to know, ni a very cogent point, any argument I want to make, but question no ankasa no say, I mean, tilapia business are okay, and Kokon Kitting project are all bossy, it may take you some time.
Speaker.
Okay, it may take you some time. Now, would the average person now who seek to this extent, have the patience or train Amasadi no materialize and son what to me and repeat the benefit of it. Speaker, that is the concern of the majority of the people.
Speaker, if you don't make a step, and the step must begin from today. The people of Singapore didn't get where they are when by sleeping. They started doing something. China didn't become China today, but they started doing something. Election year 2024 ya nemendua meko. No be me fear me garden kakra bi wo. Na me ntome ko abontin. Ono pesa me no ka sei. Me akasa mechi mediokubi, matibi, mare. Mo pond wo ho. Me nya catfish. Me ko hwe mo na me se buen na me kondo sam pesa me kunu na mewe. na ma che na kunawe e ma manfo mo nchen kura dom ko no maba na tombia mo. You understand?
Until
me electrical technician. Me kuta degree. But I'm not employed in any other industry. But I've created my own farming company, registered and certified. And I'm doing my own business. Tigger, do I look bad?
You don't look bad.
Do I look poor?
You don't look poor. But
yes,
averagely, Galamsey Nini was casting, of course. I know they all agree.
And then regulation, regulation, he will run after me.
Galamsey Nini was casting.
Me sounds so cool. Me sounds so cool. Bet is 10 acres. I will tell region. And check. You best start to cocoa. Now say you 3,200 to buy, and I'm boom. So that be it's because other neighboring countries not turn over 6,000. Ntianka buy no one to say be ya ekuafo yam to turn in cocoa fu basa. You understand? So let us be very deliberate.
Okay.
Now you diversify, you very consistent. And if you want to do it, you must start now. Speaker, me the baby, you know. You want my agrek. You free learning syllabus.
But so when you say agree, you know, the beginning of it, you cry you're wrong because we go school, no, okay, we are late. Near the Obekone here assembly, yes, if I primary one farmer near Kucha. I mean, right from the initial beginnings, no, Yamu who said agree can cry a form of punishment. And see, the more you punish you. And nothing I must say, me to a certain extent, you know, me support the resetting agenda, no. Say, and then answer the chief of staff, a program be under the presidential DWEN and the agricultural ministry. Say, let us not use farming as punishment to our students. And let's say, I can say, ye agric a free and syllabus. We now want to bring it back. How do you encourage young ones now? You say you back up your farm. Meanwhile, ye so it means that we are turning the country into an import-driven country. Meanwhile, we have the human beings here. You have the human resources. You have CSIR. We make me research. Amma yang seeds. You make me tomatoes. And I know you have tomatoes. Kakra kenteno. And I pay them tam kenteno ko to me dachi. Kasipao 400 Ghana cedis. Mo picture no 400 Ghana cedis. Season number.
So what you do, you say you must be innovative. Koyam, process it. Store it in your fridge. At any given time, no way. What to be? Cannot.
I see. Mark, and I was saying now, it's just about 23 minutes after 4 na about to Asway, Onua TV, Onua FM, so any immediate speaker na many abidja for ana AD and Komo. The live coverage of Akwatia by-election and home Komo ana Yeguswa Yenewo AD. Now, Yabobo Bosubia in just about few minutes, no, Yebe closely post na afe no the SSA Electoral Commission officials no no omotimi aye na afe getting to the latter part of the day, a little bit in the night, we'll get to understand maybe a result etimi ako. But before a net day, you know, now Global Info Analytics for a year post said ahead of every major election, said the dynamics AC Airco Meko screen so surely, but Global Info Analytics for report, you know, and so if it is anything to go by, the determining factors they play out in this particular election. Na afe yahwe say the Global Info Analytics is it really playing out na yetimi ede ho enkomo. But before I do that, no ma yentwa ye ho emra yeba, I will walk you through the screen na afe yedesa enkomo ni nyina no ede abro. Stay with us. Yeba sisia.
Fritor has sachets and in different sizes too.
You didn't know? These Fritor sachets that we all use to fry our meat and fishes, to prepare our favorite meals, and to refill our empty original Fritor bottles.
Get your trusted Fritor sachets today for affordability, convenience, and for the refilling of your original Fritor bottle. You deserve a life of goodness. This advert is
edru hobiom Ghana foi gomo afete ahobakase akwambo festival no asana bebiom afia fashion no beshase ofia on the 4th September kapim kwesira 14th September 2025 oya ya on the 4th September nwumbre no ahemfo nyina behia na wa bokwan memene the 6th September no krono mumbebu ni nyina beko keep faith datin one pom ofi anopa no nsia kapim no ndu na de chi kwesira oya 7th no asafomba na akwamfo no beka abom na wa ye kwesira aze jude yabre no apofomba no bekwan na wa bropo Saturday 30th September 2025 no nana aborata otodo ebien onyene mpanyinfo na ahemfo nyina behia na wa bogwa kese kwesira nwumbri 14th September ho la la eyinjiti na eyinji sam no nyede adwomtofo ekukudam te there president amrado in a storm boy be perform live all these hard times gonna end, yeah, we go make it. Mama many be why I can wash. Every time you know when you be to me pass it into the future with you. I'm not gonna leave you at the end of the road. Give me your love and you know it's safe. Go mo afete ahobakase akwambo festival. Jina homa ankabom na impuntu. Mayenzie shia.
Minutes, Mimne Debia, 11:30 a.m. Ekosi 12 noon.
Onua TV, ye dwene ho pa.
Shiemu Enchibia Mimini Debia 9 p.m. near Char repeat if you're Debia 4 p.m. and we're on Onua TV so. You may call Masia saying
out mosquito spray any coil.
Darling lemon drink. XYZ wine. Jojo carbonated Valka mix.
Onua TV. Ye dwene ho pa.
Mami now I say once again, enti Onua TV so enye Onua FM 95.1. Aha, abato asoye Election Command Center bringing you live update and coverage of a year Akwatia by-election. Enti stay with us in just about 31 minutes now. Your closely post a year Akwatia in the eastern region, then Chambo district na afi yetimia say replacement for the Honorable NS Yao Kumi, the former member of parliament, unfortunately, in July, was raining nobody knows they see. But I mean, said the Omaino Emra de a ya batu no ayeno anytime be a bibiatisano ebesino. Then obviously, as I said, yako dear friend of by-election. Now, mind you, Tamale Central so there ewo honomo enti after eneno we'll begin to have conversations about Tamale Central. Ura Mutala Muhammad, former Environment and Science Minister, also Ashre Nemkwa as part of Nipango Tria na wamo ekaho ewo helicopter crash ni mono ononso the constituency. Definitely, as I said, yenya obia obetimi a replacing. But Akwatia is Akwatia enti enhon kombo ana ewie enumre yene wo AD. Stay with us na yene wo embon kombo. Before me go break, make a choice. Global Info Analytics for Musa Dankwa and any team no said it one more yene debia no this time round one more Eddie post nibi Eddie Abba indicating baby nina no ebetimi ako. Enti I'm showing you the major factors Global Info Analytics yes a big influence and about one the kai a developmental project enti Akwatia for share wamumpatemu ahodo ahwe se e bano impuntu ohun semwa project ahodo ben ana e wo no ma abanya party or waban mu say any party twa mu ko ye no wo mutimi eye edema the good people of Akwatia enti eno ebe play key role. Now also in terms of percentage Global Info Analytics say 42% eno any the numbers are say one behwem puntu ekoso na wo mutimi ede ato aba eno no part of the major factors ebe determined and abatua ekoso. Now you come to the general performance of the economy enti ebano omanyi sikasem ho nhyehyɛ a say na ni nyina no esitie said the sika behye nkrofo bottom exchange rate ho nkomo etesen fu obo ho nsem etesen okoto ade a ho nkomo no etesen. Global Info Analytics say there are electorate amounting up to 15% womo share the performance of the economy and womo ejina so e de ato aba ene. Then obabie mu a education womesua dipadodo na no hwe se womesua ho nsem etesen ewo Akwatia school da hodo ho nsem etesen teachers ho nsem etesen mofra wo eco school ni nyina ho nsem etesen free SHS no said the aban ne party ne promise ye no wo ye aye ni ye from the aban dada no eja wo ho no anase the tia enti umasua ho nsem no. This is a report by Global Info Analytics enti major indicators no ana mebebo so at the amount. Then 10% of the electorate ewo Akwatia say wo mo behwe nyumasem say womo wonyuma ye the teacher emebuno no jobs are available womo ebetimi enya biaye no contribute to the decision womo ebeteki in the next 28 minutes. Say womo betimi ato aba ediama NDC candidate and also said the NPP candidate enti jobs amounted to 10%. Nipa no emunchichemu edu say offer ohano a emunchichemu edu ana ehwe say womo ebehwe nyumasem ede agina so ato aba de ekoso sesea. Now ebado galamse ehun komobo galamse wonim se yedi hun komo surely enche bia na yedi hun komo ye bisa se okwa Akwatia ene ne mpatemu a diamond ho adwuma no wo ye eno achi no galamse no gold no ho adwuma ana wo ye very very dominant ewo Akwatia ene ne mpatem enti eba no mining ho nsem dia Akwatia untimi enyi wo enfrim. Now nipa no 8% se wo hwe aban no nhyehyɛ a wode ekutia galamse se ebe affect wo munwuma a wo ye ananso se affect eno ho no wo hwɛ ansa na wo timi ato aba esiginaye se ene no wo beto aba no ede akɔ A ananso se wo beto aba no ede akɔ B eno 8% of the electorate ewo ho. Now voting for my party one more feel is me NDC ni me NPP ni enti said the dada no metono na no mento ne saa na enko ne saa no 4% enti clearly no the data we no echo no and is the good people of Akwatia so many factors as some factors are one more share no should be embedded in the messages of political parties no any of candidate ahodo ni nyina no ebetimi ede ama the good electorate one more ewo Akwatia enti these are the major indicators Global Info Analytics ema yenyamunti asiyese the good people ewa Akwatia ebehwe ho e dey take decision in just about few minutes ewo ye nemo ifia no pana babesi sabri enema etiti say anankrofo ehwe ho ato aba. Now mayenko the next one now the most critical one Asumedu of the New Patriotic Party as against Bedu lawyer Bedu of the National Democratic Congress changes no any. Now Global Info Analytics earlier report womo edebae unim se Solomon Asumedu the candidate of the NPP wanko primaries NPP anye primaries bia ewo Akwatia as at the time NST akomi ewu ye no. For that reason no womo handpick Asumedu se wona yehwewa manfo no ewo mujidie. For that reason no ye de call for this by election obetimi win seat no ediama the New Patriotic Party. Now as at the time NPP ebo Asumedu dino na NDC enyanyi candidate until the initial survey Global Info Analytics you know clearly na Asumedu ewo the upper hand until ube say as at then na womo 50% as against the NDC na womunyi candidate based on political party lines 47%. Now over a year the just ended polls Global Info Analytics the reports no eba on Friday. The indications no, as you see on your screens no, very very clear. Now, as I say, parties or candidates, the constituency secretary of the NDC Abai Beyemeji in the primaries are NDC to become the candidate. Or be a candidate, candidates no astate campaign or more visit house to house communities nim cansem cheomo. Now, per the data available, I will show you Global Info Analytics predicted say lawyer Bernard Baidu, the candidate of the NDC, ebe winning this election by 53% by close of poll, and it is expected say lawyer Baidu will win by some 53% as against the NPP's Asumedu doing some 44%. And the last report, Global Info Analytics at the buy. Then Oba a year Orua Owusu Patrick and the others doing somewhere around 6%. Ono they say shed down money day because attention they bring shed down and they want more so. And not to be biased though, but sanity. The dominance of the NPP and NDC, Sa Anna Akwakoye. And this is the final poll. Global Info Analytics at the buy. Say if track records any Juma Omoye in the past, anything to go by. Then your party there, you may tend to believe this. But elections there, you closely polls, me box in this one, you can never tell what is in there until we wait. Now, say at the end of close of polls, saying a result, no ebeti me ako. Mame Emma Iben Kweku Fenuku Akwaba na ono Juma National Director Edema Coalition of CSOs against political vigilantism and violence extremism. Mame Emano Akwaba. Good afternoon. That's saying.
Good afternoon, Vinian.
Very well. We are grateful to have you in the studio. And yedi kind meaning say one monitor over studio in so what I say while observing conversations nibia. Or general impression about the WOHO free anopa eba bisi sabria no nine abwape mwa ekwakobono no mi.
Yomidasi a chatty for ni for nina. The woman say Crawford Bree Edwin say Basabasayo be war grounds our Aquatiano per monetary sayayeno. There were skirmishes, some few skirmishes in the morning.
Okay.
And then make a crabby as a yeti obi posters and I say obisi but apart from that no SARS basic skirmishes now by no so far so good.
Yes.
I say some level of peace.
Any comportment
or Akwatia. But the issue is that by elections I never miss and before the elections, during the elections, and after the elections. And before no, it was a police for I idea to be a manager, expectations as a that kind of
yes.
Want to be maintaining. But the issue is in the coalitions.
Okay.
And this is the time I said police for the number that I call grounds on. This is the time I say want to be on Mujumapa.
Okay.
5,000 police people. And I 119 police stations. As I say, approximately 40 something per, close to 50 per police station.
Yes.
And so I have been a presiding officer.
And we are talking about 119 police stations.
119 police stations.
Yes.
I mean, my presiding officer, I do my electoral commission 3 times that. And we call every police station, sir. Sometimes we hear one police nipe, one, just single one. Maximum 2. But police stations now, 2 police stations in one area. I could tell you was that type of police stations, no? As a lorry station, lorry station now, 2 police stations.
And
WOHO.
Okay.
Yes, our Yoruba mosque. 2 police stations now. And under normal circumstances, no, police stations, no, here police do 2, 4.
Okay.
And he said, as many as 40 something police stations. Sorry, police officers. One police station. And they should be able to manage this election peacefully without any problem.
Any problem.
And the can say with the coalitions, no, you say police for Emma Moniko Hopa vigilance no this time round. We shouldn't leave it for political parties.
Okay.
And the Becca say, and I say, police for no vigilance aspect during the coalitions and now after the coalitions. Because the Akwatia, we should and say underrated Akwatia.
Okay. But so far, yes.
And America say
there is no cause for alarm.
There is no cause for alarm. But drew a collation of the result
counting
now obia say one of the things are you on the grounds a turnout.
Okay.
Now turnout has been low. Now ubisa NDC near obeka say is because hampiki friends NPP4 candidate and the electorates are angry on MPP side and Tibibre Ambetwaba ubisa NPP4 so obeka say nipa omuhwehwe pa no enye lawyer na Koni Ali and na omuhwehwe ntini bebre
Ali, yes, I remember that guy.
Great.
Very popular.
Very popular. And on the grounds as to whoever you interview and whatever they will tell you. But the truth is that turnout has been very low.
How do we say turnout has been very low? Is it because polling station be the padodo say 2 about for that reason no time I dey 2 about now share the number of people are abekasi or mobile then you can say
sure
turnout you can share that.
Before a member station has seen you would actually on the voter register we are expecting about 52,000
yes
328 to vote to cast their vote. As I remember, they recorded just around 28,000. That's right.
Okay.
And see, say a year between the time I member station had any 5 o'clock now, the Paduro member there fine. But as at the time I member had here, now if you should percentage now, it's just close to around 52 or 2%. But Akwatia has been voting. Even the Omo voter turnout always outweighs the national
turnout. Okay.
And then I was a bit surprised. Akwatia of all people, says a police for because if you realize time police for grounds the TV stations echo ground they interview some of even guys men they said in fact I said and the number of police, I didn't say the number of police for Echo grounds and
also causing intimidation. And
master, me.
But I wouldn't be born I didn't say so.
No, the thing is that Obi Bonnie, ever to me up, but and Timaka Ejuma, Obi Papa dear, now, maybe Mumbai and Mammy call me Fum, and you ever to me up, but this I guess I'll be really crowd of Mumbai. So, yes, police people, but the truth is that it's better to get people intimidated by police presence since you're losing lives. And I'm okay with that. And I'm sure so many factors might have resulted in low turnout, but so far so good for
now. I hear now Brendano raise concerns low turnout, one and then your holiday and team Crophobico Munuma so definitely to say they're walking Obioha or Cornefumu, Afikrana Oba. But again, there is one trick as a Yeninaria doing course. Say a drew registration period. What we know. Na yenimse politicians ni dodo na no say omo basing crofo from one destination e de omo bomb constituency nim e be register e capture omo din on the voters register. Now in a situation where oko by election it becomes very difficult say some crofo na wo base wo mo be register okay obe base wo mo masa beto aba de amount. So clearly ofa crofo from Abia the nearby 2 constituencies were away from Akwatia and be registered. Now, a candidate no need the resources of the Basi or Modiaba. Clearly, and Crawford Dio, Batabano, or Mambeto. Would that really be a factor in here? Most precisely, Naya, who say, and you to say it may happen on a by election day.
Thank you so much. A perfect analysis. One of the major reasons.
But you are doing talk about.
Now, me experiences are there when our people went on the grounds, especially in WOHO. Where WOHO in Crawford Kabas omu ka nyese omu antumi akofa omu aba o omu to be kofa omu bae
okay
but omu capacities nim
ya momo nsi
no you can't get down because now people were so vigilant say what see for my bibeto
yes said if deal with voter registration
but you run off from there one free honum that is the issue it just say all the time I say political analysis na ye no ya dwin tank honum by one of the reasons especially which way baby Akwatia wa
yes
I say obi ani mo bia wa Akwatia you get it and now this particular election
the real indigenous in there to about
yes it's in real indigenous now Akwatia is and then una mutu abano
I see
and next wo Akwatia and yes be total national elections bia e be ka say MPP executives no bebre na wo different places NDC executives no omo today the entire nation of Ghana e wa Akwatia
yes
and Ethiopia our vigilance is so high it will be fine if and akofa with passes so that is one of the issues.
When we say I mean turnout ni yellow it's not really clearly because of for any willing some better but there are other factors
so many factors but one of them police for the number of police presence on the ground only they interview people
okay
omo kai so chale hu bia be hye mu na sebe kwa kope ejuma ma obi papa na bibe me dey me dey figure kra but among all of this even if it is 50% na e be to about there here ya ni say yenya credible peaceful election na at least etuminya parliamentary an MP for Akwatia because to me Akwatia like the way I hear any other places salni for very long time.
No. Okay, my global info analytics for the so now also the exit poll one more a year the age margins clearly should tell you say Akwatia more of a youthful population and the omotra will say people within 18 to 24 constitute about 5% of the total electorate Etuaba Ewa Akwatia. Then between the ages of 25 and 34, somewhere 36% and constituted that age bracket Omo Ebetuaba. Then age 35 to 44 as well comes up with some 39%. And the Okam Yenuno Krano Ediboma clearly youth dominate Ewa Akwatia. Say youth dominate Ewa Akwatia there. Then what it means is that factors are almost being influencing elections can be true because youth neni swadi huno any say omubenye eduma youth neni swadi huno any say omubenye developmental project say omubenye education any dia kanina. So my young shade omo edeba how is this going to reflect in taking a decision by close of poll?
I think Dankwa has been doing so well. The guy he has gained a lot of respect for me from where we work from.
Yes,
we have so much respect for him. Truly, that is the situation on the ground. Where the number of youth now apart from a Juma Mupenu, yes, development. Obia person ko ni krum ye enti apart from say Onua kasa ni Juma wo pese oye no domu here development. If you go to Akwatia right now, ufa youth 10 they are interview 10 about 7 of them because so yepe mputu Juma. But one of the things I am here say politicians no ya na do some ansana I say who say nkrofo and I say there is a town somewhere and we hear development na me say me catch Dankwa say he should not wait as say otwe na you do about to answer now to me yes sir kind of analysis
but so what follow now almost every month be on the report.
Thank you. And yes, but the person can say
especially on the rating of the president.
Yes,
very important but you are going to shut down
uncle yeah say you share no say Onua constituency ni bia e say development bia nko honum no want to be called those areas.
Okay,
now on here this kind of polls now for Brabant we shouldn't wait for by elections because there is a development project going on there. Okay, and these things have been happening during the previous regime. No, we can once say it's an insult to the intelligence and integrity of the people. And me danger make us say previously no Yet to me, Eddie machines Eddie back one consistency throughout the night. Why Ejuma?
That's all light.
That's all light. Ejuma. Now you elections no pay. Now Ejuma no
machines naira.
My machines naira. We can mention places. I mean, I seen enough.
Yes.
A bit how do you call it? Kumeu. Same thing. But I'm praying, say, this time round, road I hear who say, oh, if started some road project over there, I mean, encore stop you anywhere. Now, one beautiful thing, Granny say, we saw inauguration of DWEN office. Yes. And that is a completed project. So I am happy for the people of Akwatia. Say, yes, they are talking about Mputujuma, but the truth is that I think this time around things are different.
Okay.
Now, Bompai say this government will give them the development they want. It's a idea government now it has come to limelight. They've seen that yes, the people of Akwatia need certain things. These are some of the reasons why by-elections are
very important.
Are also very important because
when you close it's definitely person so I mean clearly just about 8 minutes more to go now about what they are, then what it means, and it's in most of the polling stations, electoral officers, presiding officers, ever started say na I feel more closely post. And 8 minutes okay, yadi about what should be done?
Yeah, so what should be done? And any idea medical is a police for in fact, not only police, because your core elections be your task force, election task force.
Okay.
But the police people, they lead the task force. Until I say they are the people we mention all the time. Until yes, the task force should take this few minutes left, very, 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 very serious. We should take it as if say this is the time as an election. I think Abeba static ending, so that we take everything very serious. And say all body cameras should be activated now. Yes. Yes, everywhere.
Body cameras by who?
Yes. And
by the NDC or by the police?
The thing is that from 92, we had about 33 by-elections. And then the 34th.
Yes.
And we had 33 we are. I mean, about 80%, it went to 82%. Went to
the incumbent government.
No, not only the incumbent government. Like it is retained by
the incumbent party.
They are like Nipa, party Nipa WOHO.
Oh no.
Thank you. And and about 18% flipped.
Okay.
But this election is special in Akwatia because Akwatia NDC has won 5 times, NDP 6 times, and so NDC want equalization. Apart from that, this is a time. NDC want to, show to the nation, say, yes, our government is
really working.
It's really working.
And until that, yes, I say about very critical for both the NPP and NDC.
Sure.
Because say a core NDC, what it means is they are abiding by in the last 8 months. Why the people approve of it?
Approve of it.
Say a core NPP. So what it means is that the NDC will have to set up as a government because and started lose trust, any hope, bit by bit.
You are there. Anti-public perception and political momentum.
Okay.
Critical. Very, very critical.
In this election.
This very election. Maybe very, very. So, this few minutes left, I am telling you, say, a more tensed than, say, time yesterday.
But I feel and think, say, should the NPP lose this seat, it will cause them a lot of harm and damage. Now, the reason, and it's already there is a perception, say, even in opposition, reorganization, as a problematic. Now, to be able to win back the momentum and the trust of the electorate, you need to win this. To bring back the momentum and then to say okay, even though you're the form there, but based on the result, what it means is that Crawford that's who GDA NPP.
My brother, you are thinking exactly like our outfit. So, I have disagreed with all political analysts within the week. I won't say this election it's just I mean it's insignificant and yeah all that very important.
It's very important.
MPP for person because we need it doesn't change anything in parliament. We are not looking at that. Because you can't win one election or by election now when your MP by 50 and 60 from that. Say only one. But the truth is that MPP lose election where is going to cast a lot of stress on them. And this winner is an approval of the President Mahama. And I can tell you for a fact, none of these two political parties, they know what you are talking about right now. Say winning or losing it implications. And in America say these few minutes left are more tensed than even from time I started about because so even it's almost time.
Yes,
it's almost time.
4 minutes to 5.
That's right. And vigilance say police in fact the task force someone take it be serious. We want the entire minimum say maybe I say she had last Thursday.
Yes,
I said it. Say say MPP any other political parties any GDA or IGP in terms of managing elections.
Okay,
because he was the deputy how do you call it IGP in charge of operations. As enough.
Okay,
and they promise I say as enough you very peaceful election. In fact,
the NPP wasn't happy about it.
Thank you.
You know, it said the course was saying the general secretary of the party complaining a lot at the end of the election.
Great. Until the same thing, the same thing. Time I have political parties together with stakeholders with IGP in Crawford Crown.
Okay.
Just after that meeting, MPP came to complain, say they don't need GD.
Aye crado ehanu say ya wamo said the adwumadie no esi ebekọ no na Mr. Speaker abra election no start ye efi anopa no na ye ne aposifo ene na wa hanu say pepepe na momu no wamo ne no wa hanu say no na wamo enhye wamo helmet ene bulletproof ene niama na wamo de hyehyɛ wamo na ho ene wamo nsa no na ebi enhye wamo na momu no asan se ese ye bre no anya awie dunti no ama aposifo no omo boaboa wo ho yie pa na wo wa hasen ya wo ehwe se omo be policy ballot papers no na afei eniema e wa hanu se sefata adofo se wo ebo ye ho eban no omo ye ne sa pepepe eto mri bi efi awia yi mu ade eba enwumre no hanum sei din kakra firi se bebre na no wo mo abre eti no wo mo ekọ wo mo fie no mo ne ade ne sesi aye kasa nonu mo aboyi yade se enipa edom asan aba abegu hanum sei anya asem geto na ye hye ne nso se hanum sei no sentence mienu na ebo ho eti ne ye beka ne se bibia double edom no double NDC empanifo NPP empanifo enyina bi so no ewo ehanum senya wenchi ehanum senya chim wenchi no 7 polling stations ewa hanum sei no yade ani nyina no mpanifo ani edi akire pa ye every say womu esusu say sei NPP stronghold and this susu said this time around no womu adwuma mampani aba na wabeye edi ama womu no eti no ese efata ese womu edi enkunim ewa ha sei esan say mpanifo no anya aba hanum sei nti no yade a womu bodyguards susu bebre na ewa hanum sei eno enam so ama wutimi hunu se bibia ededa na kwamu ewa hanum sei omo aba womo ebehwe no obia ejira ni ba bidin ehwe se de process no ebesi akoso empanimfu a womo soso no ewa hanum sei no womo soso no ejina omo ba bidin achese omo edi nkomo saa womo ehwe se de process no ebesi akoso ye behwe se ye betimi ene empanimfu yibi adi enkomo na ya hwe se de sesei ne de yanya awia ene no womo soso no womo adwenkyere ya etwa to ne sade womo ehu omo ho sese ne nkunimudie no say enya abawie.
The people will not agree, so it has nothing to do with the agree, so it has nothing to do with the election itself na enya no so nkwa because munyanya the opportunity na enya no so nkwa because munyanya the opportunity to report the other side. Baby Kruba Koso a friend or me refi MPP national organizers salam no money ade na bia wa no ma together waiting for the results You're confident to say the NDC will carry the day because of her turnout to no CDC buyer. Why politics are quite kakra. You get to understand. Say MPP for the won Akwatia election in 2024. Akwatia election in 2024 because of Wenchi. Wenchi were 11 polling station. Okay, can vote in Abomwa. Now MPP for lead NDC with 2,000 plus votes from Wenchi Nkwa. And okay, Wenchi in Abomwa had 10 out here. You best target to even get the 2,000 votes and some MPP for me and your bimu the lady. So from Wenchi itself, the turnout itself gives me hope that the NDC, apart from say a candidate in a year more credible, more appealing, and I'll be surprised they want to do that.
It's the Honorable Joseph Yamin and Yaneno Eddie and Komono. Now, Washa Machi Hanumuseya Hasen na a party and penny for and one more bodyguards and a Wahanumuse, as I say, election or a Akonari no Obia any Eda a Honomopa. It's aside YC officials, police for a penny for observers and a media for a woman. Sa and I etie ewo Hanumo saying Obia any other hopa Obia air sadie ebekoso. It's the Honorable Collins Dauda and one Honorable Henry Cote AD and Komo way a NPP way a NDC a yefe abato a adventure and toka intino sapa pepe and echo. It's no Honorable Collins Dauda and mapia ha Onua TV so Onua TV sunye Honorable Akwaba.
Yeah,
so far then I will back at the election who did the kind or buy yet na ura mua far park yiswa say a call a tray a honomono bodyguards no who no more power assembly said you almost Asia will not man for a raise concerns kakrani idea and the pass at matimi anywhere shana
bodyguards ban
yeah, bodyguards, and some more bodyguards, how man, our more
bodyguard, or be a free constituency bimu. A man tell you, be a constituency executive member from Bon East and a half. What I say from a common locality, and organize or Maba. So I'm by support to this by election. To be in one more year, will be bodyguard or her. They are party officers.
Mate, it's no Honorable Collins Dada and I watch me a clear I dream Biana and Crawford one watch him where Honorable so far election ye fear and pa but be a waba pro a call and it when she knew when she hey waba abepi then I will become
Bibia so come out then TBB Basabia a do say a baby fee manago on Yakai. The head can say and this candidate will be winning. And one thing about a better city no.
GDN or how of them this all winning now shall be winning by
me family more than 100%. Yeah, bet numbers in there be win the minimum, but we need the city the agenda. Okay. And upon I'm sure we one who say afa.
Who say NPP sorry NDC aye a Juma and no who say and on a be reflected e wo
Akwatia me say no afa. Because nipa na woman no omo pese NDC ene be winning on pese NDC candidate ene be ye MP na watimi ne o mampanjon draman mama edin sawoso no aprimpuntuo di abre omo Akwatia for pempuntuo baby abeko be omso pempuntuo NDC no omgide omo so ombetimi mpuntuo abre and the NDC candidate wa de ntu omkoto di ama MPP candidate e ho ne po no
it's the Honorable Collins Dauda and Yanino Eddie and Komono. Now, what said you say, see no, I na with me who say, Obia, I crado, papa, try say easy, a bet me, I shall not was sorte, a banana, what can kind. Now, young who like so no, they were bedding kunim, said the NDC, I want them not NPP, I want them no. It's no Usha, dear Echo say, yeah, Kabi and I ram VATB and I ram when say a post for no di America eko eho no no every say wo hwe se de wo ma ye ha no mu se ye na ka bia eni wo kwan ese obewura mu na emomo no we mu na timi awura ma wo mo ewo mu no me hwe wo mu yi a wo mo eye asojafo e na wo mo drive soja ni na drive na ni nua ba ko soja ni eso so no ete ne nchai e na wo mo atimi awura mu police barricade na ewo ho no mo no wo mo atimi awura mu e de aba bia ya wo mo sorte aba no mo hwe akenkan ye no ne nam so ma police fo di mirika akọ eho no mo a wo mo hwe se wo mo ebetimi aye na wo mo no mo akasa no matimi ayi ka no e de afi ofri se ba bia adru no ye beka ne se eye critical point pa e na adru no etinu obia ani eda ho no mo a wo mo hwe se bibia ebetimi akọ ne kwan so na aye kama pa na esan se ye ne NDC empanifo bebre na akasa entini ye hu se NPP National Youth Organizer eso no ewo ha say ye ntwempini no na ye nhwe se ye betimi ene no adi enkomo kakra bi na ye nya no fi se ba bi adru ha no mu say ne do ye beka ne se enibre e na aba pa no enti honorable wadaroma ye ma wakwa aba se sei abato ni nyina aba na wie ya ene sa ye beka den na wo e de e kafa ho ne den po na we expect.
That's I think. Oh, okay. TV3. TV3. TV3 for.
Ah, yeah, you near TV. You are live.
Oh, Mama, maybe process where na yakasa. Sisi adia, Mama, maybe. Right.
Okay, yati asie. Honorable say kasa yewia na yewia obechire mu de eko bia no one yen ebe kasa yati asie sa pepepe eti no NDC for akasa ya try say benya NPP side na so no mo say wo mo twa kakra yati asie eti no wo mo eda so a di edwuma. Honorable say
tension afa wo mo.
Who is a nuntina?
Tension afawom.
Honorable Collins Dauda and no Osusu NPP Penia when ye anchor say attention and afanu na bibia and I'm not quite so ewo ehanu say kama pa ye hwe say one more observing so no ye hwe say ye ni bi ebetimi akasa we de okay me no be ma Onua TV sine ya wakwaba okay say bibia e ko na wie ya enesa ugira ha wo expect da yankasa
asumje na ye ba afita no pa na e ba ye hwe bambo no so no mosia abo amanfo ban e de abedu anyumre ye twen say on be kan aba na wie na do wi ni ye no inshallah me sure say the end of the bobo 7 net say NDC lawyer at me afakunya no
ono na nyame anim de me mento aba wa ha me free nkran na bae na me ba beboa se ne ye befa Akwatia city akoka ho because wa ohwa mframa na agba wie yewura joma ama na pe city we e de aka ho e de aye na de Akwatia fo na ye bae no mo so mo nto aba emma ejanka because papa na omode na aba mom no oni eja oni na enti omoso obi aso beto aba ma lawyer enti ye hwese ebebo nonso no na nyame ya doma na kire lawyer fa
okay eti de me bra pani so no ewo eka edefa ene dwumadi a ekoso ewo Akwatia eye by election empanifo etu ho na mo ehhehye ye ene dai nonum aboyi a wo mo sorte abayi ene side na utimi hunu sesesei no bibia eba na wie ya enesa na esan se bibia eba na wie ye na ye dikan ama ya hwefo atimi ahunu Akwatia sadia election ho ensam etie ewa hanumu sei na titiriu wo bepie mu ewa wanchi hanumu sei ya sadia etie no enti no chese obia epese wo hu de ekoso womo a womo ekofie emane memo mu kofie sese ye kasa womo nyina aba ya womo soso no womo ebehwe sadia dwumadie no esi ebekọ ntini sese ya ye kasa de hasa ye two polling centers no eyade se enipa no enya adoso ye pa ewo hanumu sei ya enye asem ketu pa eti no ye try asa ye ne ebi ebe kasa enti sese ye hu se enkrofo e wa hanum say wo mo enkwada sha wo machinum ne ade nyina okay aben so who share about we bi who share bi okay okay it's no dia ekoso ewo ehanom esei eno no edromo no ewo hanom sei pa se dia ye gasa dia sorting no eno a na egusu a yisi empanifo na afei observers ne so nyina egina honom party agents no omo enyina egina womo ehwe se dia bibia ebetimi akono utimi hunu so obi kan se ni brehas kam obia ani eda honom yie pa womo ehwe se dia dwumadie no esi ekono enti Mr. Speaker wadaruma se wotemen kan wo besan asomo e de ama me e wo studio na bra sorting no ekoso no bibia ebe koso e wo ehanum sen bia no me cameraman Kingsley amache e wo hanum sen yi de nje se bibia ebetimi akoyie kama e de ama onua yetiefo e na afi yahwefo
Election Command Center and you did a live coverage of the Akwatia by-election no nyina no at the bro na say ye ka say as you see on your screens no polls no and now ye to abani nyina no ewie na obia eniki mu Ghana about one hyehyeye enimra no say by 5 p.m. no as I say electoral officers presiding officer or polling station ho any ni team ni nyina no exclusive polls na afei the friend sorting no etimi say sorting no say box no esi ho yato abano dodo na ede agumo no esese yetimi ebie so na afi yehwe ni nyina no ede agu ho na yehwe the individual candidate any obia dia onya na yetimi ayiyi ni nyina no ede agu nchen eye after that process no ana the friend counting no ebetimi ahyase enti said the sapoma ede report no ede emaye no se o hwe wo screen so abehu se edom no dodo na no efrase a wo mo efri o mo fiefie mo aba eye the respective polling stations na afei wo mo aba be hwe se sorting no any counting processes ni nyina no ebetimi akoso se de emra no etimi etie now quite interestingly no ehase se yan kakra the 119 polling stations ni nyina no ebe go through this particular processes na afei emtwankosi se emo nonsia nkosi nonsonso no na polling stations ni nyina no aye counting no ewie na ye de madu nyina no akwakopie mu ewo the collation center eho DC will lead by 2.7 margin difference. It is expected say lawyer Bediako ebe winning with some 53% as predicted by Global Info Analytics. Enti mamintio on eno surely now
however eno enye to say that is the final thing that would happen.
Okay.
I mean, it is a research work.
Yes.
You pull and away. It could be plus or minus. There was one other thing we're discussing and saying your call interview. We were talking about the low voter turnout.
Yeah.
You see a point. I'm a bill musa. Woman to remember to abano. You see a point. I'm a bill musa. Woman to remember to abano. You find a way. So back at 2024
but by election Nankasa cry in general and Crawford say a waste of resources I mean
that argument I do not support it because that is what the constitution says. It gives us the platform. Nenti omoka say sikaseye